And Matt Skraby.
I'm not a Mark!
Don't blame us for any side effects.
You thrilled our fans throughout the postseason with a great performance.
Gwynn and Chris are ready to go.
Indeed, we are ready to go. Welcome in, Gwynn and Chris, Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Sello, Matt Skraby with you on this Thursday afternoon. Padres try to bounce back after losing 2 of 3 to the Cincinnati Reds. Have the Colorado Rockies coming into town for a 4-game set. Expect 3-hour games and hopefully a whole bunch of runs. That's what Padres could really use right about now.
Yeah, and don't expect too many from the Rockies, who got shut out all 3 games they were here last time. Although that's of little solace, I think, to the Padre fans right now, Tony. A couple of tough losses to the Reds we've talked about. I think, for the Padres right now, the losses that are the toughest are ones where the game is in the balance in the 5th, 6th, 7th inning, and you got your bullpen in there, and you're going up against the other squad, and you don't win the game. And that happened both games, right? Last night, the bullpen, although it wasn't the high leverage guys, you had to go elsewhere. Morejon did give up, the tying and go ahead singles. And, the day before it was Suarez giving up the 2-run home run. So this stretch of struggle continues a little bit, Tony. 5-11 in the last 16 games. And it's been tough. The only good news of all of it is you're still 5 games clear of a playoff spot. And you still got 2.5 weeks to start, getting back to your winning ways. And hopefully that'll start tonight.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's really what it boils down to. You're going to play some of these type of games. And when you have the bullpen the way that the Padres have, you expect to win those. But on back-to-back nights, and you mentioned it, last night they didn't have a full-strength bullpen. A lot of those guys were used through the first 2 days to get the comeback win on – what was that, Monday?
Right.
And then to try to keep things where they were on Tuesday. And then yesterday, because those guys went back-to-back, you were left with really Morejon as your highest leveraged guy. And boy, oh boy, did you miss Jason Adam in that game last night, right?
That would have been a good spot,
He's obviously not coming back this season, but you can see why it would seem like an embarrassment of riches. You were just one injury away from having a night like you did last night. And unfortunately, Morejon, who has been just lights out all season long, no one's hitting over 200 on him,
right?
Somehow surrendered a knock there that really changed the outcome of that game.
And you go back, well, I don't know how many years you have to go back now, Tony, on that last the tying single. If you were allowed to even remotely get in front of home plate to receive that ball,
we talked about
he would have been out by 10 feet.
Yeah.
But, you can't do that anymore. And Diaz had to leave a lane and give Friedel, credit. He made a great slide there around the tag. But Fernando's throw was absolutely as perfect as you could ask for.
Yeah.
Right on the button. And Diaz, had to be off that line in order to catch it. So, you hope that kind of play maybe goes your way, down the stretch sometime or, on down in another game. But yeah, that was the big one. And then Andujar, we talked about this on the round table today. We talked about a lot of stuff on the round table, as we always do, the commercial-free hour earlier today. But the notion of being a clutch hitter, Tony, and whether there is such a thing as a clutch hitter. And I think a lot of people have a lot of different ways of looking at that. And some people, are they better under the pressure? Do they produce better with runners in scoring position? I just brought up the fact, how do you rank that hit by Andujar? It won the game. So yeah, it was a clutch hit, but he didn't even hardly hit the ball. He got completely sawed off there, blooped it up over the infield. So I think
both things can be true, right?
I guess so.
It could be a clutch hit. Doesn't necessarily mean he was clutch. I mean,
He
popped up in this moment, got something that he could get the bat on and just kind of dumped a grenade in front of Laureano. I think both things can be true, but either way, like Padres had more than a couple opportunities aside from the one that
for sure
that they had that got them. I mean, by the way, it was Toddy's homer that gave them the run. There was 2 opportunities before that they didn't cash in. First and second, no outs. They don't get a guy in. And listen, those are the same things we harped on at times in that slow 2.5 month period where the Padres played below 500 baseball. Those are some of the same things we were having the conversation with. Now, they had kind of went away there after the deadline because the offense started to kind of produce more, but it's kind of reared its ugly head the last 2 days, especially with runners in scoring position.
Yeah.
Padres have been abysmal the last 2 nights, and it cost them 2 wins, I think, ultimately.
Yeah. I mean, Laureano, saves a home run. The night before, Fernando saves a home run.
Yeah.
These are kind of winning
plays. By the way, those home runs could have, really busted the game open in both cases, right?
Those are winning plays, but you're not winning because you're right. The offense is kind of in a slump. And if you're going to go there with the offense, you have to mention Manny right now. And here's the thing with Manny. I don't get it, Tony, but I think it's real. And you and I have kind of talked about this. The Padres, for whatever reason, seem to kind of go or not go based on what Manny does. And the reason I bring that up is because right now Sheets is hot. Right now Merrill's starting to swing it better. Fernando's starting to hit with some authority. Cronenworth has had good at-bats. A lot of guys up and down the lineup. Fermin has contributed, and O'Hearn since coming over, etc. The one guy that's not hitting right now is Manny, and for whatever reason, the whole offense seems to be stalling as a result of this. And I don't know what you can do. We did see Manny the other night in a very rare occurrence go into the, after an out and kind of smash the cooler, the water cooler there. That is not common occurrence with Manny Machado, but you can certainly tell he's feeling a little of this frustration right now. But I'm still got my fingers crossed. I know you do, and I still have confidence that he can turn this thing at any moment and finish the season with 2.5 good weeks. So
yeah, I think the Padres can't be their best version of themselves without Manny being Manny, right? Like that's just what it is. Doesn't mean they can't win games, but it just is a whole lot easier when he is in the middle wreaking havoc. And we've seen that for most of the year. It's really been the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Yeah, last 16 games.
16 games.
It coincides with them going 5-11 is his slump. It's right
so,
there.
I just he always usually figures it out. There were a couple of bats yesterday that I thought he was getting. He made an adjustment on a couple of those ABs. Now, we'll see how it goes from there. But that's just the reality of the whole thing, right? When Manny is at his best, the Padres have a better chance to win ball games. And listen, you mentioned it. Toddy's done a lot of really good things this season. I know we've harped on the homers, and I'll say it again. When it's all said and done, you're gonna have to go back, look at his numbers, and see that they pretty much align with all of the home run numbers. I think we've kind of assumed because he got to these numbers in a couple of years pretty quickly before getting hurt, that he wouldn't have endured the same type of things he's endured this year. A slow couple months trying to figure it out. He's right where he's been, right? Except better on base percentage at this point. But when Manny is Manny, this thing just goes way smoother, right?
Yeah.
And despite the other pieces that are swinging the bat well, it's just kind of it hasn't been pieced together in which they could put some runs on the board.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing is last, I don't know, maybe a week ago, Tony, when they had lost 8 of 10 at that point, just before they were shut out in Colorado to make it 9 of 11, we were haranguing about the starting pitching. And, we got to start getting some, better games. We got to stay in the game. Right. Well, guess what? They stayed in every game this week, and they stayed in every game over the weekend. They still lost, 4 of those games, or 3-3. So the starting pitching is,
It's-
come back
it's-
a little bit, and Vasquez goes tonight. I think we feel okay with him.
It has to be both
so-
more consistently,
Right.
right? I mean, we had the trip before that. It was the offense was rolling, the starting pitching couldn't roll, right? And then now we are on the flip side of this. The pitching is all right. We stepping back up to get our 5, 6, 7 innings of work, but now the offense is kind of lagging behind again, and so this is we're down. It's the sprint stretch right here, so you turn the page and you try to take this one here tonight against the Colorado Rockies.
All right. I know you're going to throw us to break, but before we get to the break, I want to just point this out. What we talked about on the roundtable today, Tony, is everything that Mike Schilt did wrong last night and everything that Mike Schilt has been doing wrong throughout this 16-game stretch. So I do want to address these things because I think I look at it a little differently than some of the other guys do. And I want to get some of your thoughts on, some of the decisions that I think fans and some people even in the media are starting to say is, detrimental to what the Padres are trying to do. So I don't want to run from those things. And I want to hit them head on when we come back, if you don't mind.
All right, well, let's get to break. When we come back, we get the hard-hitting questions from Chris Ello on the other side. More
You
Gwynn
better
Chris.
get ready, Tony.
This is
Valley Sean out there. Sent a little note in, Tony, that taking the wife to the game tonight. Hoping for two things. One, a Padre victory. Two, dinner at Spiro's, and he said not necessarily in that order.
In no particular order. So it leads me to believe he would like the Spiro's first. And
he's going to get the Spiro. Well, he probably.
Well, you can get Spiro's here too, can't you?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
That's the whole thing. Yeah, no, he's going to have it there at Petco Park. He's going to have the Spiro's first because they'll be closed after the game.
That's true.
So, yeah.
So the order is Spiro's, then Padres win.
Spiro's, enjoy Spiro's while the Padres win. Padres send Randy Vasquez. Isn't it hilarious how everything kind of comes full circle in a lot of ways? Randy Vasquez was our least trusted starter for so long this year. Now, after he came through with a really nice performance in Denver over the weekend, when they needed it, I think everybody trusts Vasquez, so he'll be going tonight. A rookie, McCade Brown for Colorado.
Ooh, that was good last Saturday.
0-3, 12.54 for McCade Brown. So I'm sure the fans are licking their chops. We'll see how it works. The Rockies are coming off being swept in L.A. Thanks for the help, Rockies. All right, here we go, Tony, with the big subjects on the round table today.
Hopefully, Dodger fans will be saying the same thing to the Rockies after this.
Yes. Hopefully they'll
Thanks for the help.
Yes,
Rockies.
Hopefully they'll roll over the way they did in L.A. because I think they scored 2 runs in that series, so they weren't much of a threat. 9-0 was the score last night. All right, so the round table earlier today. And I think a lot of this stems from the fact that the Padres are 5-11 in their last 16 games.
That's crazy when you say it to me. It doesn't seem like that until you say it.
It sounds frustrating. And if you would have told you before that we're going to go 5-11 the next 2.5 weeks, you'd have been like, really? Oh, God. I don't want to go through that. But that's what we've had to endure. So a lot of it, for whatever reason, I guess you can't blame all the players. So, the blame is being directed, a lot of it, at Mike Shildt. And let's go to the game last night and talk about a few different situations, Tony, and where Mike Shildt is. From what I read, what I'm hearing, and what I saw on the roundtable today, where Mike Shildt is being questioned. Number one, bottom of the 4th inning, first 2 guys on, Jackson Merrill comes up and bunts. Now, let me finish.
On his own.
I understand, right. And we know that, and they knew that. He was not given the sign to bunt. He bunted on his own to try to get those 2 runners over in a scoreless game. I have to tell you, I thought when he bunted the ball that he had executed it. Thought it was a really good bunt. The first baseman for the Reds, Sal Stewart, charged in there, picked it up, spun around, made a good throw. They got the lead runner. Padres ended up not scoring in that inning. Here's the thing. The criticism of Mike Shildt is they can't criticize him for Jackson Merrill bunting because Jackson did it on his own. But they're criticizing Mike Shildt for having a bunt-friendly atmosphere here with the Padres and the fact that all season long the Padres have bunted, and analytics show that the Padres have laid down now twice as many bunts as the second most.
You need analytics to prove that?
Well, whatever. Statistics.
Okay. That was just your words. Okay,
right. That's just my words. But the statistics show straight up the Padres have laid down twice as many bunts as any other team in baseball. And now everybody knows it's coming and it's no good. And we got to stop it. And we got to go back and, start hitting some 3-run homers and wait for the long ball.
Wait, we got to go back to hitting. When were we hitting 3-run homers?
That's right. I'm just giving you the argument, Tony. I heard the argument. Then that's what I came back with. When are we hitting 3-run homers? We never hit those. And this is not a home run hitting team. They're second to last. But everybody thought Jackson should have swung the bat there. And the reason he bunted is because the Padres just in general bunt too much. And my whole comment to that was nobody was complaining when we were, safety squeezing in run after run after run at the beginning of the season. But all of a sudden now the bunt is not the thing. So,
I find it rich that, Jackson can't be criticized on this particular instance right here, I mean, he shouldn't have bunted in that situation. And if he was going to bunt it, it needed to go to third base, not first base. It never goes to first base with a runner on second. With runner on first and second. For that exact reason, it's a force play at third. You have to force the third baseman to field the bunt. So, listen, if you want to argue that he shouldn't have bunted, fine, I'm with you on that. I don't think he should have bunted either. But, have your, at least have the facts in order here. Like, the bunt, which was, and you said it was a good bunt. Like, I'm not saying, like, if there was nobody at first, or if the runner was going from first to second, it's a great bunt.
Yeah.
But since there's a force play at third, the bunt has to be fielded by the third baseman, or at least bunt it hard enough to bring him in so that he has to at least honor that bunt. Jackson bunted it to the wrong base, and that's the consequence of bunting it to the wrong base. I don't disagree that in that position, Jackson should have been swinging away. He's probably at least based off the last 3 days, he was probably one of the best, hottest hitters for the Padres in that spot. So, yeah, you want him swinging. Whatever reason he decided to bunt, fine. But if he's going to bunt, it's got to go to third base.
All right,
and
has Mike Schilt created too bunt-happy friendly of an atmosphere around this team?
That's just a dumb thought. Like, because they've bunted at times where they felt like the game was calling for it, now the likes of everybody else feels like they got a bunt. He's created a bunting culture. What does that even mean?
Tony, you got to start coming to the round table. You'll get to argue this stuff on your own.
That's dumb. I'm sorry.
Here's number 2. Why were we making defensive changes with a 1-0 lead in the 8th inning? I'm just telling you, Tony, don't shoot the messenger.
It wasn't. I was laughing at my partner.
Okay. We bring in Mason McCoy to play shortstop. We got to move Crone to second. We got to move Jake to first, and out of the game comes Ryan O'Hearn. We got to do that because we're trying to protect a 1-0 lead. But why are we doing that? Because what ended up happening, the Reds took the lead, and in the bottom of the 9th inning with 2 outs and the tying run at third, it would have been Ryan O'Hearn at the plate, but since you'd already stupidly taken him out of the game, it was instead an easy out in Bryce Johnson. Again, don't shoot the messenger, Tony. I'm giving you the message. What do you think of those?
Is there a question?
Well, I mean, is Mike Schilt doing something he just absolutely should not have done there? Should he not have taken O'Hearn out? Should he not have gone for defense?
In a 1-0 lead? No, I mean, he's done that all year. Like, he didn't just do it last night, and it was worked out probably every time with the exception of last night. They gave up a lead. They didn't think they were going to give up the lead. I mean, you're trying to have the best defense out there. Didn't work out. So happened that Bryce Johnson had to hit, who actually has been pretty good off the bench here as of
really good
all year since he's been back up.
I know.
And it didn't work out. He punched out. It happens. And, I get the frustration. People just want to find something to be mad about. But, the Padres left opportunities out there long beyond that. And that includes the Jackson Merrill deciding to bunt there. Right. Yeah, I mean, I agreed with that. Like, he shouldn't be bunting there, I don't think. But if he is, he's got to go to third base.
It's also, I don't believe, something you can blame Mike Schilt for creating a culture for.
That's
crazy. All right, let me give you the last one, Tony. This had to go. This, of course, is going back to the loss on Tuesday night. Robert Suarez gives up the home run. Is it time to make the change? And the change being, apparently, we all feel more comfortable with Mason Miller than we do with Suarez. So Suarez needs to pitch earlier, and the 9th inning from here on out needs to belong to Mason Miller.
I mean, whether we feel better with Mason Miller or not, he's not going to be the closer for the time being. Period. We can sit here and debate this all we want. At this point, it's not in the cards right now.
I just want to tell everybody, statistically, Robert Suarez does not even rank in the top 25 in Major League Baseball in number of blown saves. Statistically, Robert Suarez has had more save opportunities than anyone and still doesn't rank in the top 25 in blowing saves. And if you want to compare him to Mason Miller, no matter what you think, both guys have 5 blown saves this year. The exact same. They've also both given up the same amount of home runs.
Don't let the numbers get in the way, Chris.
Of a good story. I know.
No.
I know.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be comforted because their feelings is a little shaky because the Padres have lost.
Suarez is more. Again, I heard this. Suarez is more likely to give up a home run. And I said, all right, well, how many home runs has he given up? And they said 5.
Didn't Jackson Merrill bridge Mason last year?
Yes, he won the game here.
Okay, so that's okay. I guess he's not completely absolved from giving up.
Lourdes Gurriel hit the
that one
the
too.
Home run too. Look, we love Mason Miller. I feel great when he's in there. I don't want to make a change either. I'm just telling you what's out there, and I think the 5-11 stretch is bringing all of this out right now.
If Mike Schilt comes out today, and I don't think he will, but if he comes out today and says, you know what, Mason Miller is going to be our closer, I don't think anybody's going to be like, no. But he's not doing it right now. That's not what I don't even know that he's indicated that he's even thinking about it at this point.
I don't think he should be thinking about it. I think the guy that's been in the role all season long and been doing as good a job as anybody in baseball should stay in the role, personally. But, now that I said that,
I'm going to be trying to find ways to start cultures like bunt cultures for the rest of the year. That's all I'm going to be kind of come up with.
Tony is down at Petco Park where the bunt culture is permeating.
You know what was kind of ironic last week when I went to the Bananas? They put up on the screen, said, bunting is not allowed during the Savannah Banana games. Bunting is boring. Bunting is wrong. Bunting stinks. And I turned around, I was looking around, and people were like, yeah, this is probably the wrong place to say that because they bunt a lot here.
Everybody hates the bunt all of a sudden. I will point out, even though I know it would never happen, if Ramon Laureano had bunted in the bottom of the 9th, Jackson Merrill's fly ball would have tied the game and sent it to extra innings. So the bunt isn't always a terrible play, and it's been a great play for the Padres much of this season.
Someone said in the chat, San Diego Bunters.
Yeah, okay. There we go.
I'm going to need to see Jackson Miller out there popping his hips to go along with the Savannah Bananas, too. That's allowed there. I want to see him in center field out there, shaking it.
That he probably could be pretty good at that.
Robert Vasquez has just announced he'll be pitching.
Who's Robert Vasquez?
I'm sorry, Randy Vasquez has just announced that he'll be pitching. You're going to get this age. It's going to happen to you. It's going to happen to you, and I'm going to be there to laugh at you.
Will ya?
Randy Vasquez is going to. Never mind. I think the joke has been lost. Okay, so I think I'll leave it. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Who knows where next? We do have NFL week number 2 getting underway. We'll talk a little bit about that and more Padres and the Rocks and what that all means when we return on Gwynn and Chris.
Ben and
2:35 on the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Skraby. We have ourselves
We literally talked about it like 5 seconds ago, too.
Your memory is poor for a young man.
Oh, is that right?
For a young man.
Is that right, Mr. Robert Vasquez?
Well, that's what I mean. I'm old. I have an excuse.
I drank a lot. I have an excuse, too.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I don't drink anymore.
Brain cells.
Yeah, the brain cells are not there.
All right.
lineup. Only one change. Ready for me back in the lineup. Everything else the same. Toddy, Arise, Machado, Sheets, Laureano, Merrill, O'Hearn, Cronenworth for me.
I have a question for you,
Yes, sir.
Tony, before we check into the rest of the Padres stuff. Manny Machado has said he doesn't want any time off.
Yeah.
And, Manny, to me, is allowed to dictate, kind of what he does. He's earned that right. So I wouldn't give him a day off between now and the end of the season, or not at least until a playoff spot is clinched. But he is in a slump right now. I think people are, saying, well, he's tired and the whole thing. Would you be at least willing, if you were Mike Schill, to, throw a couple of DH days in there for Manny, get him off his feet a little bit more?
I'm sure they are trying to find something
Yeah.
or some ways to kind of get him out of it. But I mean, at the same time, like even Manny Machado at, I don't care, what 40% is still going to be better than pretty much everybody you got. And so
40%. That's true.
You just have to kind of,
ride it out.
I could see a scenario in which they find some DHs. But remember, if you're DHing, that means somebody's got to come out of the lineup. You don't have your best offensive lineup in there.
Right. Iglesias would have to play third, and that means either basically Jake would play short, Arise would be at second, but you got Manny DHing, so either Sheets or O'Hearn would have to come out.
Right.
That's the only way you can do it.
Or you're taking Arise out and you're putting, O'Hearn or Sheets at first. You're letting Crone at second. You kind of but no, wait, can you do that?
No, you wouldn't.
Can't really do that.
Because you need Jake at short with Iglesias at third. Anyway,
so I mean,
I think kind of we'll see. But
I could maybe see them. Let's say the Padres take these first three. I could maybe see them begging him to take a day off on Sunday. Maybe. And he would still probably have to go over the next 3 games in order to get him to do that.
Well,
I just don't see him taking a day off. So the DH probably is the way to go, but then that complicates the rest of your lineup a little bit.
Right.
So,
he's in the last 16 games, just to put it in, number form. While the Padres have gone 5-11, Manny's 9 for 65, and that's a 138 average. Maybe as alarming is 3 walks only in 16 games and only 3 extra base hits in those 16 games. So this is a slump for him. But again, I think at least in my mind, he's always going to be Manny Machado, and he can break out of it with one swing of the bat. Hopefully tonight is the night against the Rocks.
Before we move forward, we'd be remiss if we didn't bring up 9/11 being today. Obviously,
very good, Tony.
One of those days that I think, used to hear this. I used to hear this a lot from my parents, and Chris could probably, speak to this. There were moments in their early ages that they said they'd never forget where they were on those particular days. This is one for all of us here on this station. Where
on this generation, I think for sure
it is just right. This generation, right? I think I was a college student, a sophomore at San Diego State when it happened. And you just remember just the feeling that the country had at that time. And tonight we celebrate those who were lost on that day.
No question, Tony. I've always felt, from far away, but a bit of a connection to the 9/11 tragedy because my uncle, or Lori's uncle, worked in the building right next door to the Twin Towers. And fortunately for him, he had delayed going into work that day to get a haircut or he would have been in his office when those planes went in. One other thing to just add about 9/11, and it's been 24 years, which is incredible.
That's
right.
That's wild.
Yeah. One other thing to add, and I think this is a timely time to say this. One thing I remember about 9/11, the aftermath, we were all united as a country, as much as we ever have been. And I just want to say, without making any political, innuendos here, I think that's, being a little more united is something we could all use a little more of right now.
Factoids.
Factoids.
Factoids, he says.
Where else were we going to go?
Well, I want
to go anywhere from there.
It is.
Right.
It is. It's such a heart-wrenching, situation. That a whole thing obviously was horrible. They're 1-6 at home in the last 7.
Oh, we're back to the Padres. Okay.
So let's get back to stuff that somehow matters more than what we just talked about.
Yeah, it doesn't matter more, but it's easier to talk about.
Yeah, right. They've lost 6 of 7, and even though we said earlier, Tony, the starting pitching is a little better, they're still getting behind. And to that end, in 5 of the 7 games during that stretch, they've given up a run at least in the top of the first inning. Usually it's been on a home run. Last night was almost another first inning home run, except for Merrill went up right at the fence to take one. I think it was Noel V. Marte hit that.
Yeah,
it would have been questionable. But here's the thing.
It's not close to the wall. Stop.
Okay.
Questionable.
I said questionable.
We'll say questionable.
I said almost. But look,
fine.
you're down at least 1-0 every time you come to bat. They've been down multiple runs in the first 3 innings of 6 of those 7 losses, or 6 of those 7 games. The only game they weren't down was last night, where they were even for most of the game until Fernando hit the home run. That is something that I do think has had a lot to do with the offense sputtering. And I think it's understandable. People don't want to, acknowledge it. And Tony, I don't think hitters want to, but you've been in the batter's box. You're down 4-0. There's 2 guys on base. You feel like you got to maybe swing a little harder to try to get the team back in the game right there. You shouldn't do it, but it's human nature, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, in some regard, I think what happens is, especially when it's been over a 7-game period, right? You start to, what the other 4 resulted in, and so it already has you've already planted that seed, like, oh damn, we're down, we gotta go, and then you gradually, maybe not in the first 3 or 4 or 5 innings, but you look up in the 6th and you're down, you naturally start to try to hit the gas a little bit, right? And it just doesn't always work out for you that way. But I think there could be something to that. The other reason why I didn't bring it up today was because last night it didn't actually happen. Pivetta went out and dealt. He gave them ample opportunity to get on the board first, and they missed those opportunities early in that game. And then it put them in a position where the later the game gets, the more perfect you have to be. You don't have the outs remaining to, allow for an error or a misplaced pitch or whatever they may be to make up for that. And early in the innings, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, you got some time. There's some time to make up that ground. But as you get closer in the game, those mistakes, whether they be physical, mental, miss spot, not miss spot, those start to factor in a lot more.
Yeah. Being behind, though, has been kind of one of the themes, unfortunately, of them losing 6 of 7 at home. And don't forget, before 6 of 7, they were, the best record in baseball. I'm pretty sure at home. I think they've slipped a little back now in that category.
Just going to give you a couple updates since I'm here at this ballpark a little early.
Fill us in.
And the notion that these dudes don't care. Well, first of all, Bogey was out here.
Wait a minute.
Earlier.
What? They care? I thought they packed it in.
Do. Believe it or not, they do.
No?
Bogey was out here looking pretty good, moving around, taking some grounders, more than what he saw him do yesterday. And now Manny is out front doing some early BP, trying to get the stroke right. Typically, once he makes this move here, it's not long before the stroke comes around. So I'm happy.
Are you seeing anything, Tony? I mean, not that you're the hitting coach, but
I know I knew it's something mechanical, and it's only being confirmed by him being out here, because it's not as though Manny is chasing, for the most part, that slider down and away. He's not chasing it. He's missing pitches in the rectangle,
right?
Which is what he doesn't do, right? And so that the antennas go up immediately at that point as it being something mechanical, because he's seeing it, he's getting the pitches, he's just missing it for whatever reason. And so now the mere fact that he's out here early, he doesn't do this very often. So that would lead me to believe that he is trying to figure it out.
Would it be fair to say that, because someone asked me who doesn't really watch baseball, like, how can these guys be so good and then not get a hit for like a month? And I basically said it's kind of like a golf swing, where a pro can be really, really good with their golf swing for months and then go on a stretch where they're not good with their golf swing.
I think that's probably the best analogy you can give, because far more people get out and golf versus, get out and swing a bat. Like, I know the softball and this is a little bit different. Golf swing, I think, is easy for, a fan to kind of to understand. Those who actually golf, your golf swing could feel good, but you're not getting the results that you're looking for. And then it starts to get in your head, and you start, okay, maybe I need to take it back a little bit. And all of a sudden you are wound in a place that you didn't have any idea how you got there.
It's like where my grandpa taught me how to play golf way back when. He was like, don't
wait a minute. Can we turn back time?
Sure. For my grandpa?
Yeah, let's go.
He was always like, hey, don't think about anything. Just swing, except for have your hands here, have this here, have your shoulder here.
Give you 9 things to think about.
And then make sure you're on the right tempo. Here's my tempo meter on my phone. So you can have, like, Grandpa, you told me not to think about anything. You're telling me to think about everything.
But, I mean, I think that's the best way to describe it. It's really hard to I don't even know that it's all that explainable. My dad used to just say, man, listen, there's going to be days you feel like no one can get you out, and there's going to be days that you feel like you've never swung a bat in your entire life, and you just try to get through it.
Yeah, but your dad only had like 2 of those days, the ones where he didn't think he could hit in his entire life.
That. But I live with the dude.
You lived with him. That's right. You heard all the complaining on the way home after some of those games. He stinks. Remember, he went 2 for 5. Felt terrible. But I will say this: I stood over a putt the other day, and I'm sure everybody's done this. It was weird. It was about, I don't know, 10, 12-foot putt, something like that. But I stood over and I lined it up, and I went, this is going right in. For some reason, I felt like I was going to make it, and it did. It went right in.
Oh.
Most of the time when I stand over to a putt, I'm like,
you don't feel that.
What am I doing? I'm hoping this goes in, but I have no idea. So that's just a feeling that you can't explain.
Oh, there's Manny on MLB Network right now. He's taking, like, I don't know what he's doing, Tony, but it's a soft toss from in front of the plate.
It's short toss. And this is a mechanical drill. You notice
he's getting underhanded pitching from the coach.
He's not really worried about his lower half.
Right, he's moving just the arms.
This is an arms drill. I mean, I'm saying this is like everybody can see it because they can't, but it's an arm. It's a hands drill. He's trying to get his hands going the right way. So
that is so crazy.
If there's anyone who I believe is going to turn around,
take
him.
Overhand BP all the time. And then they get in the game. You don't have the time to think. So the slow toss is more for you to make sure your mechanics are right when you take the swing. So now when you get into the game, you know that part is true. The rest of your body will react.
I don't know what he's doing, but I hope it works. It's funny. I mean, honestly, the guy is throwing the ball underhanded to him right now, the coach.
It's called soft toss, ladies. For those who y'all know.
Yeah, Chris, it's called soft toss, man.
Yes, I was aware of that. I'm telling all the people.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Just letting everybody know.
I have no idea what he's doing down there, but I hope it works. And I know the rest of us hope it works.
For all the people that say Manny doesn't care, he's there 4.5 hours, about 4 hours before the game doing this.
I think we've been able to dismiss the people who said that the team doesn't care. I mean, that's just absurd. That's just frustration.
I mean, I agree. You can't tell
I think
me
that's
these guys
all
don't
it is.
care.
It's just frustration. You want your team to win every game, and it just is not possible. Oh, it's possible. We ain't seen it done yet, though.
Yeah, we did have our guy Matt Snyder yesterday, Tony, right after you went down, and he, we talked to him about that. What I've been saying that he said, and that is that every team this year has had a time when the fan base probably thought the season was just over.
Yeah,
and this might be our time. The good news is, here's the funny thing: the season could have ended yesterday with us losing 11-16. The playoffs starting tomorrow in Chicago, and everybody going, well, we have no chance the way we're playing right now. And they could go into Chicago and win 2 games. That's just how baseball's crazy, right?
That was literally 22.
Yeah.
We backed into the playoffs at 22.
Yeah.
We beat New York, and it was like, oh man, we got to play LA, who had been just beating the brakes off of us.
Yeah.
And then we go in there, we take 1, and then we take 2 here. Next thing you know, it's like you blinked and we were in a freaking championship series against the Phillies.
It's true. It's very true.
I know that doesn't necessarily mean that this is going to end that same way or going to go that same way, but when you've done it that way or you've seen it done it, for me at least, it's hard not to think, well, I mean, why not?
You just got to get into the tournament, guys.
All right, so to that end, tonight the Dodgers are off, the Giants are off, but they play each other tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, because the Giants been giving it to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Do you want the Dodgers to lose?
Oh, we do this every time.
Well, I'm asking now.
Yes.
Because the Padres are only 5 ahead of the Giants. So if the Dodgers were like to sweep them and the Padres beat the Rockies, that would pretty much put us in the playoffs. So
I'm personally rooting for
there, sir. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking.
You can go ahead and clinch there. But if let's say they're playing each other for 3, Padres are playing the Rockies for 4.
Right.
Padres. Let's be on the positive side. Let's say they win all 4 of these joints.
Oh wow.
They're going to win all 4.
Dodgers take care of their side. That puts the Giants quite a ways out.
Man, they're almost done. That would be done.
Now that's also you also hope that the Diamondbacks and the Reds also
right. They'd have to
take a head or 2.
Yeah, they have to cooperate. The other side of the story, though, is if the Padres take care of their business and get the 4 over the Rockies, which we're just like assuming, which is stupid. But
we're not assuming. We're
hoping.
Are,
right. You're right.
We're
forecasting. Hopefully,
forecasting. That's the word I was.
I am not ever going to think that the Padres are in the bag wins over the Rockies.
No such thing.
All right, let's just say they win 4, though. That said, if the Dodgers were swept by the Giants, the other way around, on Monday morning, the Padres would wake up in first place again. So that sounds pretty good, too. I think here's the bottom line, people.
What is
Here's
it,
the thing.
Chris?
The Padres get the 4, then I don't really care what happens so much in the Dodgers and the Giants.
Yeah,
if the Padres don't get the 4, then I'm worried about what's happening with the Dodgers and the Giants.
Eric on the chat says, I can't physically cheer for the Dodgers no matter how much it helps us.
Yeah, I know. There's many people like that, Eric. You're not alone there.
It is very hard to cheer for the Dodgers, let me tell you.
For sure.
Don't get it twisted. No one's going to be rooting for the Dodgers. I can't think of any Padres fan that's going to be rooting for the Dodgers. It's going to be Giant City. So the Padres certainly need to take care of their business.
Well, here's tipping a cold one to that idea.
Huh?
I don't know. Just let's win some
Hey,
games.
top of the morning, tipping a cold one to you.
All right, let's get to break. Gambit next, gentlemen.
Gambit.
Okay.
Gambit next.
Stay low. Hands on the heart. Stay low. contact. Okay, take goggles down to your neck. Crash landing, huh? What? We're gonna crash land. More or less. We're gonna hit ground. Keep my knee. Don't worry about it. Pick up. Punch up. Right on all the way down. Right, right, right. All the way. Here we go. Up there. Yeah! Woo! Up, 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 up. Woo! Stall. Arms up. Yeah. My turn. That'll happen. They're really sure. There, go, let go. Oh, you idiot. Typical tandem student right there. I tried. I wrecked your good job, buddy. Fun, huh? You need help with anything? Okay, I'm nervous. Stand up, stay low. Hands on the heart. Stay low.
They call it the scrum, which I find interesting. The only other place I think you find the word scrum is in rugby. There's a scrum in rugby. What else you got for scrum? A bunch of reporters standing around manager Mike Schilt. That's called the scrum as well.
It is called the media scrum.
The media scrum.
And the media scrum gets a little crazy sometimes.
Heated?
Not heated, but jockeying for position is a big thing.
Yeah. You know who's good at finding the inside track there?
Sammy Lev.
I bet you Sammy Lev is down in the dugout an hour before Mike Schilt comes out.
I've actually seen this.
And I believe Sam Levitt positions himself right next to where he thinks Mike Schilt will sit.
I believe that Sam
so that when Schilt sits down, plop, there's Sammy right there. You know why Sammy's doing it? Because he's getting the information for all of you out there. He doesn't want to miss anything.
I believe Sammy also has the okay to be the guy who's standing right there because, you know, he's there every day. He's a Padres radio member, so He's good.
He's my favorite guy.
Sammy Love?
Yeah, he's past you. You used to be my favorite guy.
I didn't never think I was
Did
in the
you
lead.
did you do your pick'em yet for the Survivor pool? You did make it through week 1, right?
Yes, I did. I had the 49ers, but I think I got to change.
Oh, you were going to go Niners this week, but now that it looks like Brock Purdy will sit out and Mac Jones will be your guy,
Yep.
you think you could lose to the Saints?
See my phone. I just opened my fantasy app for the first time since Sunday, and it told me how much I lost by to Tony. 28 points. That's not good.
Tony beat you. Yeah.
I don't know who I'm going to pick. I already picked the Cardinals, so I can't pick them. I might just pick the Ravens just because they're playing the Browns.
That's the easiest one.
Easy pick.
Right. I mean, that's the story, the way the fantasy or the Survivor look. The Ravens is the easiest one of the week, or on paper anyway. But again, if you pick it, then you can't use the Ravens again. So we got, I think, 75 people survived week 1. So if you're in our Survivor pool, make sure you make your picks before week 2.
Sorry if you said this, but who did you pick last week?
I last week took Denver, and I was sweating a little while there. Bo Nix did not look great.
No.
Again, one game, but I thought he'd come out of the gate roaring, and he didn't come out.
Did not.
Doing that.
Lots of turnovers.
He didn't look good, right? He threw a couple of picks. Actually, the guy who looked pretty good for Denver was J.K. Dobbins. He always looks good until about mid-October when he gets hurt.
He definitely looked good.
In. But anyway, the Bronco defense was good. Cam Ward couldn't do anything. So Denver won that one. And I've already picked for this week. And I have taken the Cardinals, as you did last week. The Cardinals have the easiest beginning schedule in NFL history.
Playing the
They
Panthers.
opened with the Saints last week, and this week the Panthers at home. Cardinals.
Rod said that he made the Survivor pool cut by picking the Vikings. That looked bad for a while, Rod.
Wow, Rod.
That looked bad
no
for
kidding.
a while.
What were you? I don't want to say what were you thinking, but you were certainly in peril.
Now, when you make
there.
your picks, do you look at the percent picked on there and kind of use that? Because with each team, it tells you how many other people are picking that team.
I do.
So, like this week,
I
the
see
Ravens
that.
are 27%, and I would
So
feel
that means of all of the people in our pool,
in all pools, I believe.
Oh, in all pools.
Yeah,
a quarter of the people are in the country have picked the Ravens.
Now
basically.
the Cowboys have 11.83%, and they're playing the Giants at home.
I'm not sold on the Cowboys yet.
Yeah, me neither.
Giants, I'll say one thing about the Giants. They were down in that game, but Jaden Daniels did not run away from the Giants.
No,
right?
not
They
at all.
kind of they made the Commanders work for what they got. The reason the Giants lost the game is because Russell Wilson is just, he might as well just go to retirement. I mean, he's just stealing money now. I'm not trying to pick on a guy that Tony loves, but Russell Wilson, this guy was great. You know it. You saw him do it to your team in the playoff a couple times.
All the time.
Right. So he had his time. He had his moments, but that's long gone now.
Because 2 years ago he had a good
so?
year with the Broncos. Like he had a pretty good year. His first year with the Broncos was awful.
He was terrible with the Broncos. I mean, he took that franchise backwards. I mean, they're just, now coming back around. That's the Giants' problem, not mine. So anyway, make sure you get your picks. Also, fantasy football. You started 0-1 in this league, but you're the one you care more about. You won.
The one I'm in for like the last almost 20 years at this point. Yes, I won and I scored the most points.
You have a good team. What do you have there? Lamar?
I got Lamar. I got Zay Flowers. I wanted that little connection. I have Saquon Barkley. Here's a pick that I made.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Who are you playing with? Imbeciles? How did you get all three of those guys?
I took Lamar very early. I took him way too early. I think I took him second round, to be honest.
Saquon in the first round?
Saquon in the first round with the fifth pick. Or sixth pick, I'm sorry.
Okay.
And then Travis Hunter, I'm not sold on him. Did you know he actually did play defense?
Yeah, and they said he's going to play a little bit more defense.
I don't like
week.
that for my fantasy team.
I don't really like Travis Hunter even as a player. I just think he's going to get broken into by mid-October. He's a little guy. He's not big enough to stand the rigors. Not as fast as Tyreek.
He's not. You're right.
He might be as fast as Tyreek now.
Because Tyreek's a little bit older now?
No, because Tyreek just doesn't even try.
Because he doesn't sprint anymore.
He doesn't do anything. By the way, the story did come out today, which should surprise nobody. The Dolphins did hold a players-only meeting after their Week 1 loss. I don't know what it's going to do.
I don't know either. It's week one.
The reason I say, yeah, right, it's early, but the reason I don't think it's going to matter is because every player meeting in the world is not going to change the fact that they have the worst offensive line and the worst secondary in football. And those two things I think are almost impossible to overcome. So we'll keep an eye on that. All right, Daily Gambit. Let's see how we did last night, Skrabe, as we take a look at the scores and all that stuff.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo! If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in the Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. I am not going to go through the results because we have Keith Costigan from Apple TV coming on to talk SDFC at 3:20. So you
Talking about the Chrome?
Yes,
Love the Chrome.
You went 4-2. I went 3-3 last night.
Okay.
So you're still crushing.
I'm having a good week. You're not having a good week.
I haven't had a good couple weeks.
All right, Padres, Rockies, 8.5 runs. What do you see tonight?
Padres, Rockies,
8.5 runs.
I mean,
over, under. Remember, the Rockies did not score their whole entire first trip in here.
I know, but
It's impossible to duplicate,
the
isn't
Padres haven't been scoring either lately.
Well, then bet under.
I'm going to go under.
It's available.
I'm going under.
You can bet under.
I'm really nervous about this series.
They have to just blow them out tonight. McCade Brown with a 12-something ERA.
Yeah, it's bad.
Come on. Get over. I'll go over.
Okay.
Who gets more strikeouts, McCade Brown, the rookie, or Randy Vasquez?
This is interesting because
It's a
Randy
tough one.
Vasquez will pitch longer probably, but he might not have more than 2 strikeouts.
That'll be enough. I'll take Vasquez. McCade Brown, I don't think will get a strikeout tonight. There, I jinxed that one.
Yeah, I'm going to go Vasquez too.
Vasquez. All right, here's one for you, and I got to be careful.
Uh-oh.
Who's going to pitch longer? More innings. Stephen Kolek for Kansas City tonight against Cleveland. Or, and yes, this is a real name, Cam Schlittler.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Right? From
This
the
is
Yankees. This is an announcer's
word
nightmare.
Bomb. Yeah, the word bomb.
It's an announcer's nightmare. I mean, he's pitching, so you have to mention his name like 75 times at least.
And Schlittler.
You got to be so careful. So who pitches longer tonight? Schlittler is facing the Lions, the Tigers, Detroit. Or Kolek, our old guy Kolek. Who do you like here?
Who's Kolek facing?
Cleveland,
that's right.
Schlittler or Kolek? And I better not say Schlittler again.
I'm going to go with
getting risky.
The Yankee guy.
You're going with him.
Yes.
All right, I'll take Kolek. I'll count on Steven. Manny versus Hunter Goodman tonight.
Oh, that's...
Yeah.
You're putting all-star Hunter Goodman against
a struggling Manny.
Yes.
Runs, hits, RBIs. Manny went zeros in all 3 games against the Reds.
Ugh.
Hunter Goodman has 30 home runs.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened. I'm going to keep picking Manny until I win one. I mean, come on, Manny. Let's go. He's taking underhanded BP today. He's focused.
Matt on the chat said there's so many killer cats in Detroit, which I never thought about, but there are tigers and lions.
Scary out there.
Yeah, it is scary. I'm going to go with Hunter Goodman just to maybe reverse jinx Manny.
Reverse jinx. NC State College minus 7.5 at Wake. We have like a minute and a half left. So
minus 7.5.
NC State at Wake.
My favorite university.
Go with Wake then.
No, I'm going to go with NC State.
Really?
Yeah.
Wake's at home. You always take the points like that at home, Skraby. Green Bay minus 3 against the Commanders. I think Green Bay might be the best team after week 1. I thought they were the most impressive winner of the entire week.
Yeah.
That's why I'm taking Washington, because that's how football works.
It's in Green Bay, right?
Yes.
Packers looked amazing. I'm going to go with them.
Yeah, I know they looked amazing. I just said that. Here's one for you. Debo versus Terry McLaurin. Both on the same team. Who gets more yards receiving?
Scary.
Debo or McLaurin?
I feel like they're gonna. just always seems Terry McLaurin seems to be a good wide receiver, but for some reason he never gets the ball.
Okay.
And they used Debo a lot last week. I'm going to go Debo.
Debo, wow.
Is this just receiving?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going McLaurin here. That's an easy one, I think. And finally, Jaden Daniels or Jordan Love, passing yardage. It's rated even.
Oh.
So it's a coin toss here. Jaden Daniels is my fantasy quarterback this year, so I'm counting on him. I'll take Daniels.
I'm going to go with Daniels too.
All righty. There's our picks. When we come back, we'll get into some soccer or football for you fans out there. The Chrome back in action this weekend, trying to close in on a division championship. Keith Costigan from MLS Season Pass on Apple TV when we return.
All right, it's time for the Beaver Nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the Beaver Nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name Beaver Nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was going to say it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth. But if you've ever had a what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Fryer says, "Are they cheesy?" No, they're not cheesy at all. Actually, they're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it, with dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home. It's just gonna be a bunch of beaver nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the Beaver Nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the Beaver Nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name Beaver Nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was going to say it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth. But if you've ever had a what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Fryer says, "Are they cheesy?" No, they're not cheesy at all. Actually, they're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it, with dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home. It's just gonna be a bunch of beaver nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the beaver nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the beaver nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name beaver nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go.
Tony, down on at Petco Park. We have our NFL pick segment coming up in just a little bit. So Tony will be back for that. Each week, Tony and I pick 3 NFL games and 3 apiece. And then we pick an upset pick. And we keep tabs all year long. I believe we came up tied after week 1. So we'll have our NFL picks coming up. Of course, tonight, Washington, the WFT, taking on the GBFT at Lambeau Field. Commanders, Packers. I still don't want to say Commanders. I shouldn't say it like that. My mind sending the message to my mouth still doesn't want to say Commanders. How many years has it been now? Like 4 years where they've been the Commanders? I still can't quite get there.
I'm not sure.
Guardians, I think I've got the Guards now in baseball. But the Commanders, I don't. Anyway. Packers, Commanders. The 2 franchises that were coached by the great Vince Lombardi. A lot of people don't remember that Lombardi actually left the Packers, and his final year, the year before his death of lung cancer, Lombardi coached the then Redskins for 1 year.
Oh.
People don't
remember
really know that.
I don't remember that at all.
True. All right, let's get to some MLS stuff. Looking forward to it, as always. Keith Costigan, analyst for Season Pass on Apple TV, joining us here ahead of another big one. Saturday night, SDFC taking on Minnesota United FC. And right now, Keith, I don't know what the magic number is to clinch the division, but a win over Minnesota would get SDFC pretty close, right?
Yeah, I think you win this game this weekend, you can start to plan on being the number 1 team in the West. I don't think many people had these 2 teams 1 and 2 at the start of the year, but that's a testament to the job San Diego have done in terms of hitting in every department. Their big name players have delivered, their young players have delivered, their journeyman players have delivered, and it's going to be a great game this weekend. Really looking forward to calling it.
Yeah, 7:30 Saturday night out at Snapdragon Stadium, the Chrome, as they're starting to call them around here, Keith, taking on Minnesota United. You know, we've talked a lot about this year about their offense, SDFC, and the open style of play. And, you know, they're among the league's leaders in goal scoring and goal differential. The one thing I haven't really looked a lot at is, you know, how they've defended. And, you know, when you look at least statistically, SDFC 34 goals allowed. There's only a few teams that have allowed fewer than that. So is that with a team that plays wide open, how rare is it that you can defend that well?
Well, I always hear people throw out the line, good defense leads to good offense. I think it's the other way around here. They're so good, San Diego, at stretching the opposition, Dreyer and Lozano getting in behind. It means the opposition don't have the opportunity to transition quickly against you. That's number one. Number two, San Diego have the second best possession rate in the league. If you have the ball, you don't have to defend. And they've done that really, really well this year. So those two things have been good. And I'll tell you one thing as well. I mentioned earlier the balance. You brought in players like Chris McVeigh, who's been around the league a little bit and has been better. But now you have Manu Dua, who's a number one draft pick. He's a young player in the middle of that back four playing lights out. So you add up all of those elements. This is a complete team. I don't look to San Diego and say they're good at this, but here's their Achilles heel. They are literally the most complete first-year team we've ever seen in this league, in my opinion. And a win this weekend will solidify that, because if they get a win, they'll have picked up more points than any other first-year franchise team in MLS history.
Talking to Keith Costigan, analyst for Apple TV, MLS on Apple TV. And I was just about to ask you, what's the Achilles heel? But you said they don't really have one. They're actually, you know, a complete team. So how did they do it? Because it's surprising to all of us that they have the roster that they do. Being an expansion team, it doesn't really seem like expansion teams should be this complete. How did they do it?
Well, you have to get everything right. So you're signing designated players. That's where most of your money goes. They've delivered on the two big designated players. Dreyer, more goal involvements than anybody in this league. Oh, by the way, that includes Lionel Messi, the greatest to ever play the game. So he's delivered. Chucky Lozano has delivered. And then you look to the mid-tier players you bring in. Jeppe Tverskov, more touches than anybody else in the league in terms of ball contacts, completed passes. He's delivered. And then you also have to go and say, well, let's get some young players and hope that they work out. They haven't just worked out. They've excelled. I mentioned Manu Dua, Luca Bombino, the left back who LAFC said, yeah, you can have him. He's already attracting interest in England and Italy. Every bucket of players that you want imaginable has delivered for this coach. And Mikey has to take the credit for that. Mikey Varas, as a leader of that staff, they have to take the credit of getting the best out of every different group of players available. Because of that, they're in the position that they're in. Because of that, I'm sitting here. I can't believe it. I definitely didn't predict this at the start of the year. I'm literally saying San Diego has no Achilles heel.
I love to hear it. Keith Costigan, an analyst for MLS Season Pass. You talked about how everyone's delivered. I mean, Dreyer's been great, right? 14 goals, 18 assists, incredible. Even Milan Alaski's not here anymore. And when he was here, put 10 goals in 14 games. And, Chucky has done his thing. It's been great. Where does Dreyer rank in the MVP voting? I mean, it sounds like he should certainly be considered. Although, can you possibly give an MVP award to Dreyer over a guy like Messi, who is acknowledged as the greatest player who's ever played?
It is very, very difficult to. I will say he's in the conversation, but you have people, let's be honest, out of market. They cover other teams. They're in the Northeast. They will automatically go, well, who's on the ballot? Well, I'm going to vote Messi. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. In every sport, we see this in Hall of Fame balloting as well, in baseball, etc. So for me, I haven't decided who I'm going to vote for yet. I think for me as well, we give the vote a little bit too early. I want to see who's still playing on those last 2 weeks of the playoffs. So that should play a part. We give it a little bit earlier. But right now, if you're not giving it to Lionel Messi, I think the case is that Anders Dreyer is the league MVP based on goal involvements, based on where his team are in the league. Because of those goal involvements, he's right there. If you're asking me to bet, I'm not putting money that he wins it over Lionel Messi. That's tough.
Yeah, it's tough, right? I mean, he's going up against the Michael Jordan of soccer, and you beat him for MVP. I just touch a little bit on Dreyer and where he came from, in the sense I think soccer people, football people, they knew Dreyer. I don't think we, as a new fan base, really knew Dreyer. We were sold Chucky Lozano. He's the big ticket item, and that's great. He's from nearby, and the whole thing. Dreyer, I don't think we really knew much about this guy. When they signed him, was there anybody who expected this kind of result?
I had known about I'm someone that watches a lot of soccer, obviously, because it's my job. But
yeah,
when he was younger, about 7 years ago, he was signed by a club called Brighton and Hove Albion in England. Now, Brighton have one of the best scouting and recruiting networks in the world. They have a certain way of identifying talent and seeing what maybe other teams don't. So the minute I looked them up, I said, hang on a minute, Brighton's on the resume. That is automatically a good sign that he comes from good stock. He played in Midtjylland, really, really good team. And then you go to Anderlecht in a very good league in Belgium, and you deliver, you score goals, you set up goals. So I looked at this, and I did think he would do well. I would be lying if I thought he would be an MVP candidate and he would lead the league in assists and goal involvements. Not there. I thought he would be a very good designated player. He's not that. He's an elite designated player. But there were certainly things on that resume that led me to say, this is a player that the world of football knows, and he has the ability to take over the game. And he's done that several times this year.
Talking to Keith Costigan of Apple TV. Last one for me, Keith. The playoffs are coming up, as we know, but the format, there's going to be, in baseball, people are worried about the team that gets the number one seed because they get some time off. Is there any sort of worry for these teams that have an extra little break before they start playing in the playoffs, or is that just fans in baseball making it up?
Look, your fans are always going to find reasons to be angry. Like if your team gets the number one seed and you're like, oh my God, we're the number one seed, you need to get out and just get into that fresh air of San Diego and go for a walk.
Yeah.
No, I think we get into the playoffs a little bit quicker. You have one game that you miss, but that's only 8th and 9th place that play in that round.
Okay.
So you're straight into it. If you're San Diego, you're playing so well. You've rebounded when you have had blips this year. So no, you want to be the number one. Why not? I think you mentioned Michael Jordan. I'm pretty sure he was number one a few times when he went into the playoffs, and kind of worked out for him as well. So I'd be excited all around. The doom and gloomers will find a way to turn number one into a bad thing. I'm not buying into that. It's a really, really good thing.
How about the shield? Is this a thing for the players, for the organization? The regular season shield. They're 1 point behind Philadelphia here. Is that something that they should push for? And even at the risk of not being as ready for the playoffs as you'd want to be. How important is that?
No, for the purists, it's huge, because in Europe, that's how we judge. We don't have playoffs in Europe.
Right.
So we judge it, who's the number one team in the league. So I guarantee you Mikey's selling his team. We spoke with Mikey today and we said, what's the mindset? And he said to go for it in every game left. So they want to win the Shield, because at the end you get a trophy. And what do we all play this game for? To lift trophies, your first year, you don't know when you're going to get this opportunity again, because the way the rules, sometimes you have to break up teams, etc. Any chance you get to win a trophy, you do it. You have a chance to do that. And I think as a purist, maybe as a little bit of a romantic, I think at the end of the regular season, when everybody has played 34 games, if you're standing tall at the top, that says a lot about your team.
That would be something. Yeah, they've got 5 games or 5 fixtures. Skraby, you got to get my lingo right here. 5 fixtures ahead before the end of the season. Keith, thanks so much. We love it. Have a great weekend in San Diego. Enjoy the game, and thanks so much for all your help and time, and to all of you guys at MLS Season Pass. It's been a fun every Thursday having you guys on.
Anytime. Thanks for having me.
All right, there he goes, Keith Costigan from MLS Season Pass on Apple TV, where you can watch the match Saturday night when SDFC takes on Minnesota United FC. That is the 1 and the 2 squads in the West. SDFC right now is ahead in the standings by 5 points. Remember, you get 3 for a win. So there's a lot here. I mean, if Minnesota wins, they pull within 2 points. But if SDFC wins, Grave, they could go up by 8. And that would leave Minnesota, very little time to catch up.
Not going to catch up.
No.
Not going to catch up.
This is a big one Saturday night. And I'm sure the crowds are going to be crazy and going chrome
wild.
Yeah.
I have, when we get back, we're going to do our NFL pick'em. I also just saw a tweet about the Padres pitching plans for tomorrow night. So
has that been open? It had been open?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're pushing guys back. They're bringing guys up.
Okay. Well, let's tell everybody what that is when we come back on Gwynn and Chris.
Ben and Wood.
Chris, hello. Yeah, we're here in Cooperstown for 97.3 The Fan. So excited, the induction weekend for the great Trevor Hoffman. What a class he's going in with, too. Let's take a look. Of course, Alan Trammell from Kearney High School in San Diego. And then, of course, the Detroit Tigers, great shortstop. Jack Morris in a Tiger uniform there, but I always remember him pitching that 1-0 shutout in Game 7 of the 1991 World Series for the Minnesota Twins. Maybe the greatest postseason pitching performance of all time. Chipper Jones, Padre fans remember him. Every fan of a National League team remembers him because he would come in and do damage to that team. Only the second number 1 overall pick in the Major League Draft, Chipper Jones, to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. The other is Ken Griffey Jr. Vladimir Guerrero. Never met a pitch he couldn't swing at. And powerhouse hitter for the Expos. And then, of course, the Angels at the end of his career. Jim Thome, over 600 home runs, mostly with the Cleveland Indians. And then, the guy down here on the end who used to get all these guys out all the time, Trevor Hoffman, the greatest Padre reliever of them all. Two of the greatest outfielders in the history of baseball. Of course, you've got Babe Ruth right here. Ted Williams right over there. I was wondering who the third outfielder would be. And then, of course, it hit me. Tony would be upset if I didn't say that the third outfielder, who will someday probably be displayed right here between these two guys, is obviously Mike Trout. And this is the San Diego Padres locker room here in Cooperstown. Obviously, a couple of jerseys there and hats, gloves, all-star stuff. I think the most interesting thing in this entire display, though, especially this weekend, is a picture in the top corner of Angus Young. He's the guitarist for AC/DC, wearing a Trevor Hoffman uniform, obviously playing Hell's Bells. I know that Trevor went to many AC/DC concerts and was honored by sitting in the front row to watch AC/DC play Hell's Bells in his honor. But there's a picture of Angus Young playing Hell's Bells for Trevor Hoffman, wearing the 51 jersey right there. Chrisello, yeah, we're here in Cooperstown for 97.3 The Fan. So excited, the induction weekend for the great Trevor Hoffman. What a class he's going in with, too. Let's take a look. Of course, Alan Trammell from Kearney High School in San Diego. And then, of course, the Detroit Tigers, great shortstop. Jack Morris in a Tiger uniform there, but I always remember him pitching that 1-0 shutout in Game 7 of the 1991 World Series for the Minnesota Twins. Maybe the greatest postseason pitching performance of all time. Chipper Jones, Padre fans remember him. Every fan of a National League team remembers him because he would come in and do damage to that team. Only the second number 1 overall pick in the Major League. Chrisello, Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby. Tony and I have our NFL pick segment here in a few minutes, and then Skraby's going to give us the pitching news surrounding the Padres. Tonight it'll be Randy, or Robert Vasquez, as I call him. I mean, you think I would know the guy. I've been living and dying with every pitch all year because was one of my fantasy guys. Vasquez tonight, and we'll see about tomorrow night. Skraby will let us know shortly. But I don't know if you saw this stat, Skrabe. I didn't know this was even really happening. Last night, the Athletics, as they're now known, got 2 hits and scored a run in the bottom of the 9th inning to post a 5-4 victory over the Boston Red Sox. Here's what was interesting about that. They got the 2 hits and the run off of Aroldis Chapman.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
Who prior to last night had not given up a hit since July 23rd.
That's pretty crazy.
He had not given up a hit. He had gone 17 straight appearances without allowing a single hit. That was the 3rd most in Major League history. During those 17 games, he only walked 1 guy. So no hits and 1 walk in 17 appearances.
Isn't he like 55 years old at this point?
You know,
he pitched against Tony.
I know. Our Tony faced Chapman. Chapman, I mean, you're right. I think people thought this guy's career was pretty much over, I want to say a year or 2 ago. And now the Red Sox have got, I mean, he was pitching 7th, 8th inning. I think he was on that Ranger team that won the World Series.
I think, yeah, we did talk about that yesterday.
He was pitching the 7th or 8th inning. He wasn't the closer. Yeah, Chapman started his career in 2010. So he's in his 16th, 17th year. He's never been better. That's a great streak. If only our friend Robert Suarez could put something together like that so that Mike Schilt wouldn't have to keep asking questions as to why he doesn't change him out for Mason Miller. That would be nice. But it's not easy to do what Chapman is doing here. 17 straight without a hit.
First, we have a question from the chat. If the Padres traded for Chapman, would he take the closer job from Suarez? What was I going to say? Dang it!
I don't know.
That there's my old man brain working.
Right. Chapman or Suarez? That's what we were talking about. Does that help you?
No.
Does that jog your memory?
No.
Anyway, he did give up a run last night. So I'm assuming that on the Red Sox sports channels today, they're like, when are we going to get Chapman out of that close, that 9th inning thing?
I would hope
ridiculous.
Not.
We can't be losing to the Athletics if we're going to get to where we want to go.
Well, that is true, but the
Chapman
Padres
gave
also
up a run. That's awful.
Padres also got crushed by the A's in that one game against Dylan Cease way back when, in the beginning of the season.
The way fans react, Chapman gave up a run last night. So I bet you a lot of Red Sox fans forgot about the 17 straight.
I don't want to talk about Robert Suarez and whether or not he should be the closer.
Fine.
But Ben put it in. He asked
Ben
Higgins.
Yeah.
Ben Pearson's your other guy.
He's my other guy.
Ben Higgins put it perfect. If you're the fan of the opposing team, which pitcher do you want to see? And the answer is, yeah, or are you scared? I'm more scared of Mason Miller, but I don't know why I have these weird feelings about Robert Suarez, even though he's only given up 5 home runs this year, the same as Mason Miller. He's saved a heck of a lot of games this year. He's converted a lot of his saves. I don't know why I get that eek feeling whenever he comes in.
It does seem like he coughs it up.
It seems that way.
Right. It's not fair to say that he does, all the time. But I see the perception. 9th inning, tie game, home run, Suarez, loser.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Right. It's on Suarez. And I will say, and I mentioned this on the roundtable, there was a game this year, right, in Los Angeles, correct me if I'm wrong, where they switched it up. Suarez pitched the 8th. Miller was going to pitch the 9th, but Suarez gave up the winning run in the 8th. Miller never got into the game. And everybody thought, what are you doing? You can't leave Miller out there. Well, then you can't have both.
I have come
so
to
if you're saving Miller for the 9th, then maybe he wouldn't get in because that day Suarez pitched the 8th and Miller never got into the game.
First off, I don't think Robert Suarez is going to be back next year, so
I don't either. So you're going to get
Miller.
plenty of 9th innings next year.
Yeah, you can't. You can't have it both ways. Like if you're going to go into a game and you're a fan who says Mason Miller should be the closer, then you can't be mad when Mason Miller gives up the game. Why are you putting Mason Miller in there? Just
they both
pick your line and stick to it.
I'll be honest with you. Mason Miller has a 9.70 whip. Robert Suarez has 9.57.
He's got a better whip.
He's got a better whip than Mason Miller. I know it seems impossible, but he does. I'm just saying.
That is wild, Chris.
All right, let's go to...
Do you want the pitching news real quick?
Oh, yeah, I did. That was the whole idea of this segment, yes.
So Kevin Acee is tweeting that tomorrow night, J.P. Sears is going to be pitching for the Padres. And then on Saturday, Dylan Cease, Yu Darvish on Sunday, and then Michael King versus Mets on Tuesday. He said give starters a rest before the final push and for the playoffs.
I'm not going to go and say what I'm thinking.
Thank you. Don't say it. Just throw it to traffic.
I'll throw it to this. Aroldis Chapman's whip is .66.
Well, I mean, if you don't give up a hit for a month and a half.
Incredible. All right, traffic, and then Tony's in for our NFL picks as we get ready for week 2.
The afternoon, Old Town on-ramp to southbound 5, two-vehicle accident over the right shoulder. Also collision on eastbound 8, just past Mission Center Road. Looks like that may be in the clearing stage. Now, we're getting conflicting information whether this is northbound or southbound 15 near Mira Mesa Boulevard. This crash is blocking the HOV lane, so we're seeing slowing in both directions on that. Now, further south on the 15, before Claremont Mesa Boulevard, tow truck is on scene of a collision involving a couple vehicles there in the center divide. Del Mar Heights Road on-ramp to southbound 5, collision over the right shoulder.
My mom, my papa, my daddy.
Where's the Caltrans? On the freeway, right next to speeding cars.
Please be careful.
Be alert. Be work zone alert.
Brought to you by the kids of Caltrans.
It's time for Tony and Chris to face off. Playing for a season-long prize of pride.
I see pride. I see power.
The guys make their picks, and then they stress over their picks all weekend.
No! Please, no! No! No!
Gwynn and Chris NFL Pick'em starts now.
All right, it is week 2. NFL starts actually tonight with Washington at Green Bay.
Good game.
I think it's a good game. We'll find out. Packers looked really, really good against the Lions. Then again, Washington beat the Lions last year. So we'll see. With Jaden Daniels matched up against, I guess it's just Micah Parsons. He's really the only one on that Packers defense because every time the Packers defense makes a play, it's because of Micah Parsons, according to the people who follow the game.
According to all those,
right?
Social media.
It's intercepted. What pressure by Micah Parsons? Doesn't matter what happened.
A lot of the credit.
Doesn't matter. That's tonight, though. Then, of course, we'll continue out the weekend. Tony and I are set to make our picks. In week 1, we both hit all 3 of our games for 6 points each, and neither of us hit our upset pick last week. I went with the Lions over the Packers as my upset. That did not happen. Tony took a flyer on Cam Ward and Tennessee to win at Denver. That was actually closer to happening. Yeah. Tennessee was in the game for quite a while. But I don't think Cam Ward made it to – did he even make 100 yards passing? I don't think he did.
I think he was just under.
Yeah. So, but that's a tough defense to start out with. So here we go into week number 2. We'll have our 3-point pick, 2-point, 1-point, and then finally our upset. And I get to go first this week. We just rotate that. If you're wondering, Tony went first last week. So I get my choice of any game. Before I do it, I want to remind everybody who's in our Survivor pool, our 97.3 Survivor pool. It's, up and running. I think we still have 75 people, if I'm not mistaken, alive after the first week. So if you're in the pool, make sure you get your picks in for week 2. And I will go with Baltimore because this is an easy one, standing out for 3 points, Tony. It's the first and only double-digit spread on the board this week. There was no double-digit games last week. So Baltimore at home over Cleveland seems like the obvious choice for a 3-point game. That leaves it for you.
Let's go Arizona over Carolina.
Arizona over Carolina. Boy, Arizona. I don't know who they had the in with to open the season with New Orleans, Carolina back to back. That was,
I mean,
that was
the Saints pressured the Cardinals too.
A little bit, yeah. Well, you heard that Kyler Murray had. You didn't hear it, did you?
No.
He had the worst case of
the poops.
Yeah. Can you say diarrhea? I just did.
You just did.
I know. He said it was awful. He said he was up all night in his hotel room. He said he could barely make it through each drive.
Wow.
Without having to run back.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Can you imagine getting hit by a 400 or 350 pound guy with your stomach?
So I can see why Kyler Murray may not have looked like himself in week 1. All right. So
that was Kyler. Oh, sorry, Kyler. And they were wearing white uniforms too. Can you imagine how bad that would have been?
He could have pulled a
who was that
player
that?
for the Warriors?
Jimmy Butler.
Could have pulled a Jimmy Butler
and soiled himself.
Okay.
During the game.
All right. Here's the thing. I said diarrhea. You've gone on and done things way more gross
soiled
than that.
is way better than the D word.
All right, Arizona for 3 for Tony. My 2-point pick now. Game I feel next best about. I'm going to go, even though it's not the most odds, I'm going to take Detroit. I'm going to believe in Detroit. They're home to Chicago. If I'm going to be right that the Lions are going to, finally make a Super Bowl, they certainly didn't look the part in week 1. They have to bounce back in week 2. They have Chicago, but it's in Detroit. I'll take the Lions for my 2-point pick. Tony.
Give me Minnesota.
Minnesota home against Atlanta. That's the Sunday night game. It's a pretty good Sunday night game, I think. Kevin O'Connell, your guy, Skraby.
No, not my guy anymore. Tony already told me to back off. He's a. What did you call him? I thought about this multiple times since you've said it. He's
the quarterback.
He's got an aura. He's got an aura.
He's got an aura, man.
You don't forget where you come from, right?
I didn't say he forgot where you come from.
Remember, he said I was the best scout team player he's ever seen.
It's what you have to say when you're being interviewed by the guy,
right? And you kind of led him to the question.
I didn't even ask the question.
Yes, you did. You said, "Do you remember what a great scout team player I was?" And he's like, "Yes, baby, you were the best."
Pull the clip.
I can't. It was like 3 years ago.
Go pull it right now. We'll wait.
Okay.
All right. Tony has taken Minnesota with his 2-point pick. 1-point pick now, the third and final game. There's a couple, good possibilities here. I was, no, I'm not going there. I'm going to go Okay. just so everybody knows, we really do agonize over these picks each week. I'm going to go with your guys. Name and logo. No, I'm not going with them. I'm going with the 49ers.
Why?
Mac Jones. I feel good about Mac Jones. Not really, but they got to beat the Saints. I just the Saints can't beat anybody. Well, all right.
Well, the whole team is basically on IR now.
The 49ers?
Yeah.
Well, McCaffrey's
he's fine.
He's fine. That's all they need. He can punt. He can play quarterback.
He did. He was legitimately the quarterback in that NFC Championship until
he kept them in the game for the first half, pretty much. I'll take them. I just think the Saints are that bad. And maybe I can jinx the 49ers, which wouldn't bother me too much. Wow. It's only worth 1 point. I'm only sacrificing 1 point here.
Give me the Rams, baby. The Rams.
All right, Rams go to Tennessee, take on the Titans. That was a not talked about win that the Rams had last week, but they beat Houston, a team that's been in the playoffs, won their division, And that was a pretty good defensive effort. A
Yeah.
lot of people say C.J. Stroud is just going backwards. I don't know what you guys are seeing, but
I'm seeing
he's
that.
not.
I didn't
He's not
watch
putting
the
the
game.
same offense.
I don't think
together,
he
so,
has
I
a
don't know.
He
great.
doesn't have the same weapons.
Yeah,
Hey, I mean,
Yeah.
Remember how his really successful year? He had that Dell kid that had that
Oh,
terrible
Tank Dell.
leg. Yeah, that he doesn't have him.
All right.
Nico Collins has been hurt the last couple years.
He was
Yeah.
playing the other day.
Yeah, he was.
Although Joe Mixon is out now.
Wasn't
So-
was my guy there when he was there his rookie year? He's now with Patriots.
Diggs.
Yeah,
Diggs.
he
might
had
have been
Diggs
in the
too
first
at
for a
that
little
point
bit.
when he had
I
that
think he
big
tore his
year.
ACL.
I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Well, he's coming back from that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Texans are not even
Chris
part of
goes,
this.
all right.
Well, they're not even part of
You
this
asked the
discussion.
question.
I know we're confusing everybody. All right. So my 2-point pick, I'm going my rundown this week is for 3, I went with Baltimore. And for 2, I went with, oh my goodness, I didn't write it down today. So that's why I'm scrambling. Detroit. For 1, I went with San Francisco. Tony went in order with, my goodness. Who'd you go with, Tony? You probably don't even remember who you went with.
I do remember. It was
He went with
Arizona,
Minnesota,
L.A. Rams.
L.A. Rams.
Baby.
All
The
right, get it all.
Rams, baby.
All right, get it all marked down. Here we go with our upset pick. If your underdog team wins straight up, you get the points by which they are underdog. I am casting my lot this week on the J-E.
No way you took my freaking
I
pick.
did.
Jets,
I gotta go
Jets,
first.
Jets.
They're at home. I was impressed with their offense. I know they ended up losing the game, but they kind of lost it on a fumbled kickoff. I am not sold on Buffalo. You know, after giving up 40 points, people put them in the Super Bowl. That seemed a little early. Sorry, Tony. I had my mind on that one earlier, so I will take the Jets. That's the only game you cannot pick for your upset this week. You have to go to
All right, fine.
option
Fine.
2.
He says, all right, fine.
He's upset now.
Give me the 4 points that
Yep.
you're going to get, or you would have got 2, I believe. Give me that Chicago Bears over the Detroit Lions.
Okay, that is 4-pointer. Yeah, that's a 4-pointer. All right.
I think that could happen, actually.
He loves. Hey, look, Tony is going to live and die, and mostly die with Caleb Williams. But I'm going to
Wait,
let him.
I didn't pick Caleb Williams last week, did I?
No, you picked Cam Ward. Yeah.
You picked Cam Ward last week, but all right. He's got the Bears for his upset, and
Chris
I've got.
is very spicy about your picks, Tony. It's very strange.
What do you mean it's
Well,
spicy?
you know, this
Well,
is a
he's beat me
back-to-back
back-to-back years. I'm getting a little frustrated here. I gotta get.
Welcome
get
to
things
my
turned-
role in the Chris's Fantabulous Sports Game Show.
No kidding, man. Tony wins everything.
Yeah, what the heck?
It's not right.
The baseball skills weren't enough. You have to just
he
win
doesn't
everything
need.
else.
He doesn't need this additional enjoyment in his life.
It
It's like
says
what-
who? Why can't I?
And he also
continue to
whipped
enjoy
you in
it?
fantasy last week. As I
Did
reminded,
he?
let's remind
Yeah,
you like
yeah, I
15
did.
times
I
about
stopped
that.
checking the score. I don't even know
I
what the.
beat you down, son.
You know the score. Listen to him. I stopped
actually
checking
didn't.
the score. You think you're that cool now that you don't even need to look at your score?
No, I think that if I do look at my score and I keep seeing that I'm losing, it angers me. So if I don't look, I'm better off.
Well, by the way, wait a minute. You won.
No, I didn't.
I know you didn't, but how did you know that?
Because you
You
told
never
me
looked at
already.
your score.
You told me a million times. Well, I looked at the matchup.
I know I did.
I didn't have any players left, and Tony had already beat me. So there you go.
You actually, because of Lamar, you actually made it
Yeah.
a game. But I had one more guy left. So
Yeah, and Jahmyr Gibbs didn't do anything. Sam Laporta didn't do anything.
That's what you get for stealing him from me. Okay, we got our NFL picks in there. We'll come back. Much more Gwynn and Chris ahead, and it's all ahead of Padres Rockies tonight on 97.3 The Fan.
The biggest college football game of the weekend takes place in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Gavin Sheets is with us, and man, he's a big reason why the Padres have had the kind of season they've had so far. And I've said it many times. Where would we be without you, Gavin? I want to ask a little bit about left field. You have really impressed, a lot of people. I think from how far you've come in left field, and maybe the early games there was just a matter of kind of getting reacquainted with it out there. It's not easy. Balls are slicing. Balls are hit hard over your head.
Yeah.
I hope we can start laughing now. Is it long enough since the collision with the fence? But look, man.
Trust me, we're well past that. I think I'm in a couple different group chats, and I think that's the picture of me against the wall. So trust me, those guys did a lot. they didn't wait very long. I can promise you that.
I bet. Well, you're lucky. You're lucky that because I've seen a lot of teams will go out there the next day and somebody will tape an outline of the player up against the fence where they ran it. I didn't see the Padres do that, but what I'm saying is. Go ahead.
I'm very happy we got to San Fran quickly.
Yeah, right. You got out of town.
That's right. We left right after.
That's what happened. But no, let's be serious because left field, I think you've been great, and really done a nice job, made some really good catches out there. I think it seems to me that Schilt and the staff, are pretty comfortable with you out there. Where are you at in left field?
Yeah, I think that, no, you said it right. I think, in the beginning, getting out there just, because I had never really played left and getting out there, 1 day a week, once every 2 weeks, that was tough. And, I knew that once they kind of gave me the keys to left field, I bought in and enjoyed it, took it as obviously a huge compliment to be thrown out there. And, and just put a lot of work out there. Macias and I, the outfield coach, we busted our butt out there and kind of enjoyed the process of it, enjoyed growing as an outfielder, enjoyed the, just being able to help the team in many different ways. And, I think just buying in and putting in work out there. But you're right. I think I grew a lot out there from April and May to where we are now.
Yeah, but I want to highlight something you kind of alluded to in one of your earlier answers. You said that your role might change. Talk a little bit about watching as everybody else was last night, as all these deals are flurrying through. Talk about kind of recognizing that maybe your role changes a little bit, but also the excitement of acquiring all of this talent as you guys, focus on perhaps winning a World Series.
Yeah. Man, it was, I felt like a fan like everybody else yesterday, just watching along and seeing all the moves that were being made across the league. And, I think what we did yesterday just solidifies that everybody in the clubhouse has the same goal. Front office all the way down, ownership all the way down. And, obviously we bring in the players that we brought in. It makes this team extremely dangerous from top to bottom. And then you look at our pitching and our bullpen, and man, thank God I'm on this team, because coming to San Diego and getting a potentially Mason Miller in the fifth inning, it's about as good as it gets. And, obviously I don't know what the role is going to be going forward. I don't know how we're going to, manage everything. Obviously that's way out of my control, but I do know that we all have the same goal in mind. And I think that it really showed yesterday that we're not messing around and we're going for it.
And you've kind of sent that message again also, Gavin. I mean, the one thing I've been really impressed with, along with your growth in left field, is the hitting against left-handers. I don't know that they – you can look at numbers, et cetera. I think the team, the staff, they want to see you against some left-handed pitching, but I don't know that they expected a lot. And then you came in there and started tearing up left-handed pitching pretty good. So, I think you're going to get chances the next 2 months because of the way you performed. Just real quick for us, standing in the batter's box, what is your mindset, or is it any different against a lefty as opposed to a righty?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just is staying a little bit more opposite field gap oriented against lefties. I think that's what brought a lot of success for me, especially average wise. I think obviously my damage is more against righties, but I think I might be hitting for a higher average against lefties, and that's just because, staying in there a little bit longer and using that opposite field gap, and everything's kind of be going away from me, and just trying to buy into, just being a really good hitter and a really tough out. And I think when I just, enjoyed facing lefties and took it personally and really worked at it and really opened up that opposite field gap was huge for me.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. Look, most of us, good left-handed pitcher, we'd be stepping so far into the bucket, we'd be, facing the dugout. That's Chris. Tony Gwynn Jr. Tony having to get back to work and get ready for the broadcast tonight, but had some parting words for me off the air there, Skraby.
Oh, yeah?
Not happy that I stole the Jets from him in the Pick'em game.
No one ever said that before. No one's ever
That's
been
the first time
angry about
anybody's
that.
really been upset that the other guy picked the Jets. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a new one.
Yeah, it is a new one.
Yeah, we'll see how things turn out this weekend. There is one, marquee matchup, let's say that, this weekend, Sunday, which we didn't pick, but Eagles-Chiefs rematch of the Super Bowl. So that is going on in Kansas City. And I think the refs are on notice.
Oh,
they didn't do enough to let the Chiefs win last week. They got to pick up their game.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're going to be wearing red when they go out there, red and yellow. They're going to look like Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, Ronald McDonald. They're going to have to do a little better because the Eagles are a good team. I mean, the refs are going to have to work a little extra hard to make sure the Chiefs win that one.
Yeah.
All right, we got callers, we got game time, we got prizes. It's Chris versus the fans.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
Before we get into it, were you putting your hand up? Oh, sorry. Before we get into it, this hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by the Adams Avenue Street Fair, September 20th and 21st. San Diego Foundation presents the Adams Avenue Street Fair. On September 20th and 21st, the free family-friendly festival. Oh, my goodness. The free family-friendly festival. I got through that pretty good.
Who's the pitcher for the Yankees tonight?
Schlittler.
Very good. See, you're on a roll. We're nailing it today.
The free family-friendly festival in Normal Heights features 75 musical acts, carnival rides, beer gardens, festival foods, and 300 unique exhibitors. But what we're playing for today is a qualification for a chance to win the grand prize, a trip to see the Eagles at Sphere Las Vegas, including 2 tickets to the show on January 30th, a 2-night stay at the Venetian Resort Las Vegas, a Vibey VIP package, and a $100 gas card. The Eagles have added 2026 shows to the residency at Sphere in Las Vegas on January 23rd, 24th, January 30th, and 31st. The residency now features a total of 48 shows from Friday, September 20th, of last year through Saturday. I don't even know. Anyway, Saturday, January 31st, 2026. Tickets at Ticketmaster.com. Now, the rules. You have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get the question wrong and Chris gets it right, you are eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question or you win. If you are a first-time player.
Thought I'd mix it up a little bit.
Let us know before you get into the first question.
Went with a lower
You're
octave.
What is that? The alto or something?
I just want to see if I can answer a question today. I mean the fans have been just knocking it out of the park lately. So let's see.
They have,
and
I've been okay with it.
I know. I don't think a fan has missed a question this week.
It's been pretty good on the fan side. I gotta say.
Yeah,
I gotta say.
Nice.
All right, let's go to our first contestant, Doug. Hello, Doug.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, very
pretty
good.
good. You ready to play, Doug?
Thanks for being with us.
Let's do it.
All right, here we go.
Let's go.
What city is the U.S. Open of tennis located in?
I don't
Doug's
play
not a
tennis.
tennis guy.
Not a tennis guy.
Not a tennis guy.
Give me a big city.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. Stay there.
I mean, Flushing, New York is not that big of a city. New York. I think it is officially in Flushing.
It is in Flushing.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we took the subway out to Citi Field and I go, wait, is that the tennis stadium? I had no idea. I had no idea.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry
Thanks,
about
Doug.
that, Doug.
Doug,
There you go. You got the answer, Chris.
I got one. Yeah. Brush up on your tennis there, Doug. Come on. You guys should know that one.
Someone
You don't have
said-
to be a big tennis fan, to kind of have an idea.
Someone said it's in Chula Vista.
Chula Vista. All right.
All right. Let's go to our next contestant, Chase. Hello, Chase.
Hey, Chase.
Hello, Chase. Hey, what's going on, Chase?
Is your radio on?
Yeah, turn the radio down there, sir.
on? Yeah, turn
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put it down for a second, and then we're going to come back.
All right, I'm here.
All right,
he's ready.
Chase. Here we
Sorry
go.
about that.
You
Rookie
ready
mistake,
to play?
Rookie mistake, by the way, Chase. Come
I
on.
am ready to play.
Okay.
All right.
Question number 1. Doug's going to probably want this question. What is the official duration of 1 quarter of NFL football?
15 minutes.
15 minutes is correct. Nice job. All right, let's go to question number numero dos. I hope I didn't ask this week, but name the 2 other teams Luis Ariz has played for other than the Padres.
And won a batting title for both teams.
Both of them, yes.
Yeah.
The Twins and the Marlins.
Hey, he's on it.
That is correct.
All right, Chase.
Nice job, Chase.
Rolling along nicely.
All right, here we go. Question number 3. You get this right, or Chris gets it wrong.
I think question number 3 should be, what team is Luis Ariz going to play on next year? I don't think a lot of people. I don't think too many people think he's going to be a Padre next year.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah,
I don't know. We're gonna that's gonna be a
for
huge
later
off-season
on.
topic.
Right, that's later on.
All right, here we go. Question number 3. Hope you watched your football. 5 NFL quarterbacks threw 2 interceptions over the weekend. Name 3 of the 5.
2 INTs, you say, huh?
Yes. No one threw 3.
Well, it's because one of them did
Tua?
fourth quarter. He would have.
CJ Stroud.
Went with Stroud. Okay. 2 INTs.
You can also pass and put the pressure on Chris if you want to.
Try that.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Okay. All right. I think that's a good.
thing.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, because after Tua, I don't know anybody. Tua is definitely one. I don't remember if Stroud did or not. 2 INTs. How many guesses do I get? Just 3?
3 guesses.
3 guesses, and I got to get them all right. I'll try. I can't even remember an interception happening. The Bears guy had one.
The Bears guy.
I know. I'm struggling here. I'll just try.
Need an answer.
Okay. Russell Wilson and Bryce Young.
And Tua.
No!
Wow.
Chase is a winner.
Stay right there. Man, the contestants have been pretty good outside. I mean, that was.
I know.
They passed, which was a good move for them.
Did I get any of those?
You got 2.
Oh, really? Tua and.
You got 2. And first one's Tua. Second one, Bryce Young. I can't believe you didn't jump all over this because you love to make me sweat about my team. Brock Purdy threw 2.
Oh, did he? I didn't even know.
Joe Flacco threw 2.
Flacco.
And then Bo Nix threw 2.
Oh, Bo Nix I should have got because I saw him do that.
We literally talked about it earlier.
All right.
Anyway.
Good for you, Chase. You're stay on the line there. The Spring Valley kid. Chase wins the collocation.
I'm sorry? The collocation?
Yeah, you got it. He's got a shot at it. And we'll see if he wins the drawing at the end. But for now, we have a little break to get to. We got a big 5 at the bottom of the hour. We are a little more than an hour away from Sam Levitt and the pregame show. And should I jinx it or not?
No,
Skrabe?
don't jinx anything.
Tomorrow's.
Oh, he's going to do it anyway.
Tomorrow's guest for the Friar Friday could be really cool.
Yeah, we got one
Did
of 2
I jinx
options.
that?
No.
Was that a
you
jinx?
didn't. No, that's not a
All
jinx
right.
because we have been told we are going to get one of 2 people, and both people have not been on the show. So I'm very excited.
Okay. Well, we'll tell you who that is when we know. In the meantime, more Gwynn and Chris around the corner. Marcelo, Tony Gwynn Jr., Mr. Skraby, 418, Gwynn and Chris. We love Mediterranean food. Spiro's Authentic Mediterranean Cuisine. It's in Coronado, La Jolla, also right there at Petco Park. For dining or takeout options, visit spiroscuisine.com. Padres, Rockies. Padres always seem to have a rocky time with the Rockies, except for earlier this year when Colorado visited and did not score in 3 games. Something similar would be nice in this 4-game series. The Padres need it. They're scuffling, to say the least, Scrabe. 5-11 in the last 16 games. And more surprising and maybe even alarming than that, 1-6 at home, where they completely dominated for the most part all year long. Hasn't been happening of late because somebody always hits a home run off them in the first inning.
Not yesterday. I was watching that score. And
didn't you think it was close? Did you see the fly ball, though? Marte, the second hitter, hit one right to the fence.
Here's the thing.
You weren't quite home yet?
No. I went to the game, and so I was in transit down there. It was very difficult to get down there yesterday.
I get you. No, he almost hit it out on the second batter, and I'm like, well, that's what else is new?
Yeah.
Anyway.
That I didn't realize that, but
yeah, it was close.
When I checked the score, I was like, thankfully he didn't give up a run.
Right. Speaking of Pivetta, pitched yesterday. I think he deserves a little more love in the NL Cy Young race.
I do too.
I'm looking at the experts kind of summing up some of these postseason award lists, and looking at the NL. Cy Young. Basically, the award, whoever has the award and needs to engrave it can just start now. I mean, everyone thinks Paul Skeens going to win it unanimously.
He deserves it.
Like, there's anywhere going to be near him.
You don't think he deserves it?
Yeah, begrudgingly. I got to give it to him. I mean, he pitches 5 or 6. That's the only thing that I don't, I can't get 100% behind that yet. I know I'm man on the lawn thing, but to me, to win the Cy Young, I mean, Blake Snell didn't do it either. But I'd like to see guy, pitch at least one complete game the whole year.
I'm not
trying to be unreasonable here. But
I mean, the guy's got 203 strikeouts, a 1.92 ERA. He didn't give up a run last night, and they lost again.
Yeah, his record is
10-9.
Pedestrianly 10-9. But you look at his innings pitched, he's gone over 6, 3, 4, 5 times. Blake Snell, you remember, only went over 6 innings once the year he won the Cy Young.
Pitch count was so high.
Well, I'm just saying, I know I'm from a different era, but I Cy Young winners pitch into the 8th inning, and
not anymore.
But no, you're right.
Here he went 5 yesterday. He went 6, and then 6, and then 7, and then 6. He got touched up against Milwaukee. He went 4, and then 6, 5, 6, 6. I mean, he's just been awesome.
Gave up 4 runs to the Rockies earlier this year.
He did,
as a warning, just a fire out there.
He went 5 innings. Yeah, he did. He gave up 5 hits and 4 runs. Struck out 8.
American League Cy Young, I don't know that I have Skubal here. He's being touted by most.
Crochet's been pretty good.
Crochet's been right there. I think the two of them can battle that out. And I'm going to let them battle it out because I don't follow the American League, closely enough. Back to the National League? Who's second behind Skeens? Do you have to give it to Sanchez, the Phillies pitcher? Zach Wheeler, I think, was there, but now hurt. Freddie Peralta's got 16 wins. Yamamoto, the Dodgers. Suarez of the Phillies. Ranger Suarez has been good.
I really think Nick Pivetta, although I don't know that he should be second, I think that he needs to be talked about.
I'd like to see him get a vote or two.
Yeah, me too. I think he deserves it. He's pitched really well this year. His best year of his career.
By a mile.
And he's not even being mentioned.
No. American League American League Rookie of the Year. Who do you think that is? And we don't follow this so close, the American League. I can hardly name a rookie. But the one guy I do know is your guy, Nick Kurtz, Athletics, 4-homer game. He's like, they're pretty much engraving the trophy for him as well.
Jacob Wilson was in the lead for a little bit there, and same
Roman
team.
Anthony's kind of
hurt
on
now,
the scene. I think that's going to be Nick Kurtz. National League Rookie of the Year, it seems to be down to two guys. If you want to go for a pitcher, Cade Horton of the Cubs. And we may see this guy in the postseason, but you look up Cade Horton of the Cubs, he's hardly given up a run like the whole year. He's been almost Paul Skeens-ish, although, he doesn't have the same fanfare. Cade Horton of the Cubs has been great.
Yeah, it's 10-4, 2.70
But look
ERA.
at his innings, 6 innings, no runs, 6 innings, no runs, 5 innings, 1 run.
His last 5 starts, he's given up 1 earned run, 0, 2, 0, 1. And he's pitched 6 1/3, 5, 5,
He's been
6.
good.
And then for some reason he went 2 2/3, but he only gave up 1 run. They took him out of the game.
Might have been hurt or maybe making a rehab start. The other guy, though, that you could go for is this guy for the Brewers, Isaac Collins.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Had a fantastic year. And, of course, to the surprise of no one, Isaac Collins was Rockies property. They drafted him. They didn't think he was very good. They cut him loose.
Maybe it was the organization.
Maybe. Yeah. It's just that's what bad teams do, right? They get players like Isaac Collins and they just get rid of him. Manager of the Year, American League. I think AJ Hinch is going to get it for the Tigers. But Bochy's starting to creep up a little bit as the Rangers have been creeping up. So we'll see.
Can you be manager of the year if you were terrible 3/4 of the year and then you made a hot run at the end?
I don't know if you're Bochy, maybe you can.
Maybe, yeah.
Mike Schilt, I think, won a manager of the year getting hot at the end for the
But
Cardinals.
they also won like 18 games in a row.
Well, let's see him do it again. He's got how many left we have now? 16, 15? Let's go.
Someone that Forged Owl in the chat says, whatever happened to this easy schedule in September?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It didn't work out, did it?
I don't know. We were talking about it like they
Yeah.
have to take care of business. They will take care of business.
No, he's right. I mean, that's why you don't do that schedule thing. Pat Murphy is the National League Manager of the Year, though. Regardless. I know it's kind of dull, but the Brewers are the best team, and they weren't supposed to be. And that leaves MVP. National League, it doesn't even need a discussion. Ohtani's going to win it in a landslide.
Yeah.
And he better win it in a landslide because the only guy that's really getting a lot of mention is Juan Soto. And I don't want to see that guy be MVP. It'd drive me crazy. Crow Armstrong was there the first half, and then the second half just fell completely
Remember when I said, this is Pete Crow Armstrong? And then he had this great run, but he's back to being Pete Crow.
No, he hasn't done anything. And the American League, I think, is the most interesting one because it's two guys, Judge or Dumper. And I just think you got to go with a guy that catches.
I do too.
And he's going to break the switch hit home run record. He's got the record already for most ever by a catcher. Aaron Judge is doing Aaron Judge things.
He just moved
Cal
into
Raleigh's
fifth.
doing just a whole nother thing that no catcher's ever done. That's why I think he's got to get the award.
Like
But
3
we'll see.
minutes ago, Aaron Judge just moved into fifth all time on the Yankees home run list. He's one shy of tying Joe DiMaggio.
Yeah. Joe DiMaggio, one of my favorite baseball stats, 361 career home runs, 369 career strikeouts. Barely had more strikeouts than home runs.
That is kind of weird.
That's almost impossible to do, to have that kind of power but never strike out.
Yeah, that is weird. I mean, I read a book about Joe DiMaggio, and I know his name's DiMaggio, but I like to say DiMaggio.
You like to say that. Okay.
He seemed like he lived a really interesting life. He had a lot going on there when he was playing for the Yankees.
I'm trying to compare. I mean, you got Travis Kelce and
Taylor
Taylor
Swift
right now, okay?
Yeah.
Imagine if social media was anything close back then to what it is now. Joe DiMaggio was married to Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
How much bigger could that have been had
pretty
there
big.
been a social media world?
That's pretty crazy.
You mentioned Aaron Judge now has 361 home runs, same as Joe DiMaggio. Aaron Judge has 1,400 strikeouts. Compared to Joe had 369. That's
How many? 1,400?
Well, 1,357. I rounded up, but
Oh my goodness.
1,357. DiMaggio had 369. They both have the same number of home runs. That ought to tell you how different hitting is in this day and age.
That is true.
1,357? That's a ton.
That's a ton.
God. Should be ineligible for MVP just based on that alone. All right. Oh, Big Five coming up.
Sprouts Farm.
getting it right now after traffic on Gwynn and Chris.
I wish I was able to wear the clothing that Tony Gwynn Jr. does and make it look cool. Because if I were to wear a pink shirt like he's wearing today, I would look like the guy from Modern Family, the big dude.
It's actually red, but
oh,
I think the it's kind of like spots, as you can see through my.
It's red spots, but it does have a
and
bit
it
of
comes
a pink.
off as pink because of the white that's kind of mixed in.
It has a pink
I like
hue.
it.
But I want
Yeah.
to say this about Tony in his defense, because you're kind of insinuating that he puts this clothing on and the button down and the thing and the jacket and just makes it look easy. He actually sweats more than any guy.
I don't know. I sweat pretty bad.
Okay, I shouldn't say more than any guy. Almost as much as I do, which means that he is sacrificing for his art.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh
Okay,
yeah.
So you know that.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
sacrificing for his art to look that good.
Yeah.
It's
There is-
like a lot
there
of
is
people
nothing
can wear
I
the
want-
suit and tie, and it's no big deal. But for
There's
Tony,
nothing
it's a
I
thing.
want to do more
Yeah.
after the game than like speed home and
Oh,
get
yeah.
in the shower.
Yeah,
like
he's
get out of this stuff,
sacrificing.
man.
Yeah.
That's why whenever I see
gotta be done, though.
Sammy Lev in a suit, I'm like, you have to be on fire under that suit.
No, he's not. Sammy wakes up in the morning, puts a suit on, and goes and uses the restroom.
His pajamas
and brushes
is
his teeth.
suit.
Yeah. So
we did see his daily routine in that one
Right.
video
That's
that
right.
one day.
Some
Yes, we
people,
did.
some people, the suit doesn't affect. Tony, it affects. So he is sacrificing for his art.
Yeah, I know
Just
that
so you
feeling
know.
of getting in the car, unbutton
Just so
the
you know.
pants, just so they're not so tight anymore.
Everything.
Number 5.
How about the people that come home after a long 8-hour day, wherever they are with their, 3-piece suit on, and walk in the door and sit down at the dinner table and eat dinner? I'm like,
No shot.
no way.
No
Like,
shot.
I'm going to change. I'll be down in a few minutes.
Yeah.
There's
You
no
can't do it.
way I'm sitting there eating dinner with my suit still on. If you do that,
Knowing
out there,
me,
send us something
that's
in
going
the
to turn
chat.
into dry cleaning anyway because I'm going to spill something on that.
That's another problem.
That's a good point.
That's
Yeah.
the other problem.
There's many
Another
different
Yes,
areas.
actually,
that we
your
could go
wife
down.
would make you go change because she knows that something could happen on this spilling.
Well, she
And-
won't. She wouldn't want to spend the money on the dry cleaning,
Right.
so she'd be like,
That's
"Hey,
right. Yeah,
go
yeah,
change."
go change.
All right.
Is the Big Five over yet?
Yep, that's it. Coming up next, we're getting you set. No, number 5 is Manny Machado. He's been in the starting lineup for all 146 of the Padres games this year, including the past 21 at third, and is not admittedly saying he's on fumes, but he's leading us to believe he's on fumes. When asked about getting some rest before the playoffs, Manny said, quote, "Yeah, I mean, that'd be nice for sure, but let's get there first. We're far away from that, so I'm not trying to think too far ahead. We've still got a tough stretch to go and a lot of important games to be played," end quote. Tony, you're up first. Even without a playoff clinch, should they use this time they have now to rest Manny here and there?
No, you can't. You can't. You got to, at least, as he said, clinch first, and then you could maybe give him a day. But we're not there yet. And so until then, it would be like, I don't know. It'd be one of the hardest things to do to try to even ask him to come out of the lineup prior to that. I just think he would just look at you like you were stupid. Like, I'm not coming out of this, out of this lineup.
He'd be right. You would be stupid.
Yeah. Until it's clinched, I think he's going to grind it out, and I think he should grind it out.
All right, Chris, what do you think? Do you think that they should use the time they have now to rest him here and there?
No, absolutely not. It's low-hanging fruit right now, though, because as we discussed earlier, he is in a Manny slump right now. It has not been, great. But I caution everybody, as Tony would and did, 2.5 weeks are still left, and Manny could just heat up at any moment. And we know that, and that's why he's there, and that's why he's in the middle of this. I don't know, though, that it wouldn't be beyond Mike Schilt to ask him to at least DH a couple games. Iglesias, you don't lose much at third base. They have done that. And maybe you give him a little rest off his feet that way. But that's up to them to decide. And whatever they choose is fine, because they're going as far as Manny's going to take them. He's got to be there with a chance to take them.
I'm hanging my hat on Kevin Acey's tidbit about how he finishes the season strong. Even if he slumps at a certain point, he usually has a couple good weeks before they head into the postseason.
Hopefully that's true. But as we also talked about earlier, second half Schilt hasn't exactly played out yet this year either. So you never know how it's going to go.
You never know.
You never know.
All right.
Number 4.
Sports commissioners sometimes say the darndest things, don't they, guys?
Yes, they do.
We heard Rob Manfred say the World Series trophy was a piece of metal. And now we have NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, who says that you shouldn't watch their sport in long form. Here is what he had to say to the media about this topic.
There's a huge amount of our content that people can essentially consume for free. I mean, this is very much a highlights-based sport, so, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, you name it, any service, the New York Times for that matter, to the extent that your content is not behind a paid firewall. There's an enormous amount of content out there. YouTube, by another example, that is advertising based that consumers can consume.
So there you go. That was what Adam Silver had to say. And
how are you drawing from that he's telling people not to watch the game?
Because the whole conversation came up when they were talking about streaming services and whether or not viewers and fans can afford all the different streaming services. And he's
trying to say that even if they can't,
we offer free content to you.
We offer, okay.
So I personally don't think this is a good look. By saying you don't have to watch the long-form games, you can just go catch up on the highlights. But, Chris, do you think he will end up regretting this?
I don't. I don't. First of all, Adam Silver's smarter than all of us put together. So he has a reason for saying what he said today. And I'm going to just, go with that. This is what we are. He's just acknowledging what we become as a consumer of sports. And that is the fact that very few of us will sit there for 2.5 hours anymore and watch a game, and especially every single game your team is playing. I think, there are some, and for those people, there will always be the option to purchase and watch every game. But, for Tony to watch the Lakers.
He gets them for free.
Well, right, he still gets them. But here's the thing. I think most of us are watching bits and pieces anyway. And I think that he's just trying to tell us that is all available. I can't imagine Adam Silver would really, push comes to shove, tell everybody to only watch highlights. But he just knows what's going on. I think he's trying to underscore that fact.
I'm going to push back a little bit. You don't think an advertiser's like, hey, our commercials aren't playing in your highlights, so shouldn't you watch us because we're paying for your league?
Well, I mean, advertising's had to change quite a bit, right?
Yes.
I mean, you now see it during highlights. You know, you go on a streaming service, you see a highlight package, there's advertising around it and before it or after it that you have to watch. Advertisers know. That's why that's why they are advertising in those situations, because they know a lot of people are going there.
When I see the like allergy medication that's always advertised to me before highlights, I'm just so mad at it.
Yeah, you click on because YouTube has I think YouTube has those 15-minute, 12-minute NFL highlight packages that are there Sunday night. If you didn't see the game, it's a great way to watch all the highlights. You're gonna have to sit through a couple of ads though before they start playing them.
For sure you will. Tony, do you think? What's his name? Adam Silver. I don't know why I forgot his name. Do you think he's going to end up regretting this?
What's his name? What's his name?
What's his name?
Nah, I don't think so. I don't know how we got to him telling people not to watch long form. I think he was answering a question from the media there and was pointing out, as Chris said, that we also have it in free form. I don't know that advertisers aren't dumb. I mean, they know. I don't
what's
think
happening,
that,
right?
Yeah, I don't think that's an alarming thing for an advertiser.
The reason. Well, I mean, look, when you watch NBA games or NFL or baseball now, there's advertisements that pop up on the screen during play, right? They'll
but
shrink
I'm
the picture.
watching the game.
I get it, but the advertisers know now that they have to do that to circumvent people who fast forward through commercials. So advertisers are figuring out the way to get us their message, and they understand, what's happening. And I think Adam Silver's just telling us the way it is.
I just don't like Adam Silver telling me how to spend my money, and if he's I can't afford
he just said it's free. He's not telling you to spend
we got
any
free
money.
stuff too.
Yeah, but
just for you.
Yeah, because you guys aren't.
You just want to hate.
You guys are just NBA lovers. That's
no.
Yes,
you're
just an NBA hater. That's all.
You just no.
I actually think Adam Silver might be the best commissioner out of all four of them. Although I think this was a bad move.
Explain then.
Because
I don't understand. I don't
get it. I don't get what you're upset
because
with.
you want people tuning into every one of your games. If the commissioner tells me, hey, I got these highlights that you could go through in 35 seconds, you don't even need to watch the game.
Skraby, did you even hear the actual question?
Yes, I listened to it 3 times earlier to make sure I wasn't.
Could you tell me what the question was?
Oh, the real question.
Yes.
I got to go get it now.
Because you haven't listened to the real question yet.
No, I have to go get it.
I don't think you listened to it.
I also don't think he
That's
said.
an assumption.
I don't think anywhere in his answer. I don't know that we have time to replay his entire answer. I don't think anywhere in his answer he said, you don't need to watch our games anymore. We've got free stuff for you. Right. He never said that. You're just putting those words in his mouth, are you not? I'm just trying to figure out what you're upset about.
He felt away because Adam Silver was telling him, hey, listen, if you don't want to go to the streaming side, we got free content for you too. We got it. We got you covered every which way.
The question was this. He was asked about the rising cost to watch a season of NBA games as a fan of a particular team, considering all the games on either cable or streaming services.
Right. Okay, so he was just saying, yeah, well, there's that, but there's another way to watch them. There's other ways you can consume it.
I think what people are more talking about is that he called the NBA a highlight sport.
Okay.
And in some of the NBA fans,
I didn't take it as he was talking. Well, he did say that NBA is I think he's saying it is the way it's played is leads to easy content on Instagram. Ultimately, I don't know that these coaches are out here coaching for like, hey, let's make sure we get the lob here so we can get this up on Instagram. I don't think that's how it works. I just think that the game is kind of made for what Instagram and some of the platforms have become known for.
All right. Is the word acquiesce? Is that right? I acquiesce.
It's a good word. I don't know that it applies here.
I don't know that.
I thought acquiesce means like, all right, fine. I withdraw myself from the conversation.
Let's look at that.
Three.
The Baltimore Orioles will have a different looking front office in 2026 following one of the most disappointing seasons in a while for them. They aren't making any moves to fire. They're actually adding to the mix. The Orioles intend to hire a new general manager in an effort to expand their front office under former GM Mike Elias, who was, quote unquote, quietly promoted last offseason to president of baseball operations.
Quietly promoted.
According to The Athletic. That was from The Athletic. Tony, you're up first. Can you succeed as a president of baseball ops if you couldn't as a GM?
I mean, let's be real. It's the same position, just a different name. I mean, is Mike Elias not going to be the visionary person for where this organization goes? And
I would assume so, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's exactly what's going to happen, right? I mean, I think that I did ironic that you brought this up. I did a hit with the Baltimore Raider, and this is something that's kind of bothering people in terms of the quietness in which they promoted Mike Elias and are now searching for a new GM to come up underneath them. It's coming off very fishy out in the Baltimore area. That being said, it's not like it's my man Friedman, who was a GM and then was promoted to, after they won, has been promoted, over time.
Yeah.
Baltimore's kind of gone the opposite way, at least the last couple of years, and nonetheless, he got a promotion. So I don't know. I think this is kind of a wait and see. In terms of the answer to your question, I don't know how where's the proof that you're going to do better in that particular spot than where you were already.
I don't think
if it's a promotion.
I don't think. Yeah, I guess they're calling it a quiet promotion. So
quiet promotion, yeah.
Chris,
my favorite kind of promotion.
Yeah, the one where you're like, don't look over here. We're promoting him. Can you succeed as president of baseball ops if you couldn't be a GM or if you didn't succeed as GM? And I think he kind of succeeded as GM because he made them relevant.
I don't know.
Again.
Baltimore was pretty good there for a couple years. Yes. I mean, that's what promotions are. In most cases, you do a job for a while. Somebody likes what you're doing somewhere, puts you in a job you've never had before, and you have to figure that out, right?
Yeah, I mean,
no matter what position, if you're CEO, you didn't get born CEO.
Well, some did.
That's true.
Some did. Some got born CEO.
Okay.
That's true.
Here we go with the nepotism people.
No, who just relinquished their command of their empire? Was it Rupert Murdoch? Just gave it to one of his grandkids or kids or something like that. So that kid was born a CEO.
Okay.
Number 2.
It's a weird day, guys. It's a weird day. The Broncos are possibly moving down the street in Denver. And the Bears, they have actually made a decision they are going to move out of Chicago. Chicago Bears president and CEO Kevin Warren reiterated in a letter to fans the day of the home opener that the team is dedicated to building a new stadium in Arlington Heights. He said, the Chicago Bears belong to more than just Chicago. We belong to the entire state of Illinois. We're at a pivotal juncture of the Chicago Bears franchise to build a new stadium, our future home in Arlington Heights, which will require zero state money for construction. This is the year to finalize our stadium plan so we can officially bid to host a Super Bowl as soon as 2031. This is the moment to begin moving toward that future, and we want you with us, end quote. I looked it up, and from downtown Chicago to Arlington Heights, it's a 25-mile drive, but the drive time, when I looked it up earlier, was 1 hour, 15 minutes. So it's not like the easiest trek out there. It's not easy at all. Chris, you're up first here. Would you be sad to see the Bears move out of downtown Chicago?
How far is it from New York City to where the Jets and Giants
I will
play?
find that out.
How far is it in Los Angeles, from Los Angeles to where the Rams and Chargers play? I think the Dolphins play in Miami Gardens. I don't believe it's in Miami. I don't think any team plays in the city limits anymore, maybe a few. So I don't think you have any complaint if you're a Bears fan. If they're going to privately finance the stadium and you don't have to donate to it, stop complaining, number one. Number two, really stop complaining when you know darn well you're going to take the time to drive down to the game. They could play Chicago Bear games in Louisiana, and some Bear fans would come down each Sunday to see the games. You know it. I know it. It's the NFL. They can do what they want. So stop whining about it. They're giving you a privately financed, not you whining, them whining.
Like, geez, I wasn't whining.
No, you
at
said
all.
people in Chicago are upset that they're
I would
moving
be
out of the
upset
city
too.
limits. Why? Everybody else is out of
Because
the city. Who is in the city limits anymore?
Minnesota?
I don't know. Have you been there?
Wait, what?
Have you been to
yeah.
Minneapolis?
Minneapolis definitely in the city limits.
All right, so you got one.
Denver's right there next to their
I can
downtown.
tell you the 49ers aren't.
Yeah, that's why I think it hits a little close to home, because the 49ers moved like 35 miles away from San Francisco.
And does it really hurt the franchise?
Yeah, you see what they're
Get
doing?
out of here.
You see what they're doing right now?
When is the last time they had an empty seat?
When they have a home game.
All right. Okay. All right.
I don't even know. Tony,
Is it my turn?
Would you be sad to see the Bears move out of Chicago?
If I lived in Chicago, this to me is a local argument.
It is
right?
a local issue.
It's like the Braves, right? When you go to Atlanta and you go there, people complain about the locals complain about the new stadium being so far away from the city of Atlanta.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's a nice little distance. It's a
Okay.
nice little distance
All right.
from where the old one was.
Okay.
They put it more out in the suburb. But then on the flip side of that, there's always the argument. Skraby, I've argued on both sides of this, by the way. The folks that are like, you should pay for your own stadium.
Yeah.
You shouldn't we shouldn't have to fund this stadium. All right, well, sounds like you're not gonna have to fund any money for this stadium. This is now the second owner that we've talked about, the last 3 days
2 days, yeah.
is funding their own stadium, which is what everybody wanted. You know, the problem when you do stuff in the actual city, it's they can't control the land most of the time, or a lot of the time, or you got to buy it just becomes more complicated, it seems like. And so, I was earlier this year, I think this was kind of up for debate, because when we were in Chicago at the beginning of the year, I think I was reading something about them still kind of looking into, the stadium down where it's at.
Yeah.
Didn't work out. And I'm sure people at the end are happy they don't have to pay for it. They are going to complain that it's an hour and 15-minute drive, but it's better to keep the money. Maybe they're going to use the money they would have been paying in taxes to maybe go to these games now.
I do agree with you. If they are privately funding the stadium, they can put it wherever the heck they want.
I'm pretty sure if Spanos and company would have privately financed the stadium in Chula Vista, we would have all happily gone down to Charger games.
Yeah, we would have 100% complained about the chart going down and having to go down to Chula Vista, but we would have certainly gotten our cars and rode down there.
I think so.
Number one.
He's upset because we're not agreeing with him 100% yet today. You got one more question though. Maybe this will be the hit.
I don't think it will be.
I don't think it'll be.
To be honest, if you're watching the YouTube feed, just search 97.3 Fan on YouTube. You can see me just rubbing my eyes.
He's getting frustrated.
It's been so tough today. The round table was tough.
Yeah,
this is tough.
Yeah, coming after you.
Yeah. Number one, we had 1 week of Red Zone so far. I'm not sure how much Tony got to see Red Zone on Sunday.
I haven't been able to enjoy Red Zone yet this season.
Okay, well, good, because there's only been 1 week, so you've only missed one. But Red Zone now has commercials, as we talked about last week. So, Chris, you're up first here since Tony hasn't seen it. How did we feel about the Red Zone commercials last Sunday?
I really hardly noticed them.
I got to
be honest with you. I hardly noticed them. They were 15 seconds long. They always did it when there was a break in action. So
they picked the right spot.
Right. There was no, they certainly didn't do it during the witching hour that they call it, where
I
every
love
game
the witching hour.
Yeah. Where the game's
losses become wins and wins become losses.
They call it the witching hour?
It's the noon hour. It's like the fourth quarter of the morning game hour.
Fourth quarter of the morning games. That's when all the crazy stuff happens.
When did that start?
Years ago.
A year or two ago, maybe. You just haven't seen the witching hour.
I've never heard him say when wins become losses and losses become wins.
Unless it's a
I might have caught that part, but I didn't hear the witching part.
You got it.
They have a whole graphic for it. It says the witching hour with a clock and everything.
I'm probably looking right at the screen and just like,
we got to get you up. So that means that Tony wouldn't have noticed the commercials either.
100%.
If he didn't see the witching hour, he wouldn't have seen the commercials.
Although I don't need Wingstop commercials in the middle of my
100,000% agree. And I know, we all know this is the beginning of more and more. So for now,
Right.
we'll,
15 seconds now,
Yeah.
3 minutes in a
Yeah.
couple of years.
Yeah.
I will say, I will be on my couch on Sunday watching Red
We'll
Zone
be
once
watching it,
again.
though, every time.
Oh yeah, don't even tell Nick Wright we're bad football fans because we watch Red Zone. That really bothered me. I think you're a
Well,
better.
hold up. I just want to point this out. The irony of you just saying that. We just finished talking about the NBA, and here you are watching basically the TV version of Instagram.
Highlights.
But I'm getting context. I'm dipping into different broadcasts for big moments.
You're not seeing any advertisement
No,
except
no,
for the
no.
15-second thing.
You are getting the ball in the red zone. That is basically what you're searching for. Cut the game down.
I'm going to call in sick for work the rest of the day.
I'm pretty sure you went 0 for 5 there
All
today,
right.
Skrabe.
Let's move on. The Rockies are in town. Do we feel any better? Chris and I will talk about it when we get back here on 97.3 The Fan.
Happy Hour. Brought to you by GL Pools, swimming pool experts. Trusted by thousands of San Diegans since 2006. Baseball season's in full swing. So swim season, called GL Pools, mentioned radio. Get a month of pool service for free on that one. Rockies are here to take on the Padres.
The Rockies are here. The Rockies are here. The Rockies
4-game
are
series,
here.
and it starts tonight. McCade Brown is the starter for the Rocks. He's a rook. Has not done well.
No.
Got to be pretty honest with you there. He has struggled mightily.
I mean, are the Rockies in that bad of a position? I understand they're trying to figure out if
I
they
think
can do anything with him, but
right.
They're in that bad of a position that they have to start a guy with a 13 ERA right now.
Well, it's 3 games. And you pitch 2 blow-ups at Coors Field, and your ERA is going to be disastrous.
True.
But no,
true.
I in this case, I don't blame them. I mean, what are they going to do? Keep stop? German Marquez is still in the rotation.
Kyle Freeland.
Freeland's, but he pitched last night up in L.A. and of course, after practically no hitting the Padres, he loses
Field.
Right, he loses 9-0 to the Dodgers. Thanks, Kyle. Thanks for nothing,
Thanks, Kyle.
Yeah. But no, they get, I don't know who's all pitching in this series. I don't know if I've looked at it, and I should have. But they have some rookies that aren't. Let's put it this way: they're showing some signs of potentially, giving that franchise something.
I mean,
I would feel for just about any kid that's drafted by the Rockies, almost in any position. They don't seem to develop any players, or at least they haven't. I mean, if you go back to the great days of the Rockies, which isn't that great, but it was, Bichette and Galarraga and Walker. Those guys were all from other teams. Todd Helton was their own. There's very few other guys that have really been really good players that were drafted and, brought along by the Rockies. Okay. He was pretty good, and then as soon as he got good, they traded him for a bag of donuts to Toronto.
And he didn't. I don't think he paid off on it.
He didn't pay off a lot for Toronto, but the 4 pitchers I think Rockies got from Toronto, none of them made it. So, they're starting Brown, Gordon, and Dollander. First 3 games of this series, those are all rookies. So tonight it's Brown, tomorrow it's Tanner Gordon, and Sunday it's Chase Dollander. All 3 rookies in this series. So Marquez pitches Sunday. Padres are going with J.P. Sears tomorrow night. That was announced by Mike Schilt today. Quick question, Skraby?
Yes.
How much confidence you feeling there? J.P. Sears on a night game at Petco seems to be the one place I trust him a little because the ball does not carry out of the yard.
It's not my favorite thing in the world, but I'm not going to hate it. It's not my favorite thing in the world.
You'd rather him not, but who would you rather go with?
See, that's
Cortez
the thing.
is on the IL.
That's the thing. Well, I don't
want
want that.
You got to give King and everybody else an extra day rest.
No, it's not. I don't think it's a punt game, but I do think that
not at all.
It's a game that's up for grabs.
I don't know. He could shut out the Rockies. The Rockies have been swept 18 times this year in a series. Think about that. That is mind-boggling.
Padres are one of those?
Yeah, the one here.
Yeah.
It was a 3-game sweep. The Rockies didn't score.
Yep.
But, yeah, I don't know. The Padres have been swept, I think, 3 times this year. 4. I think Toronto.
Yes.
Tampa Bay.
Yes.
Seattle.
Yes.
Orioles. All American League teams.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Did they get swept by Indianapolis? Oh, the Dodgers swept them once.
Yes, they did.
All right, so 5 sweeps.
Oh, man, that was the weekend of hell.
That was – there's been a few weekends of hell. For a team that's doing as well as the Padres actually are, there have been some weekends of hell for sure.
Do you want to hear Mike Schilt talking about J.P. Sears just to get his thoughts on things?
I do.
Okay, here he is.
The series, and it'll allow some guys to push back and get them some extra days. It'll push Cease and Darvish back.
In terms of
and King and Pavetta, everybody's going to get either an extra day or relative to the extra day or the day off, rather 2 extra days.
And that's obviously helpful given kind of the time in the calendar and how much those guys have pitched. Is that kind of
that's all. That's the idea of all of it. Is confidence in JP and the ability to make sure we're taking care of Darvish. Michael just came back and has recovered well, but continue to make sure what that looks like. Dylan and Nick has been taking the ball and making sure they're getting their days appropriately, and we know we're keeping everybody in a position where they can go out and go pitch and dominate as a starter should.
Mike Shildt has to say what he just said. There's all the confidence in the world that JP is going to go out there, and we got to give a day's extra rest. Makes sense for Darvish and certainly King at this point. So Sears is your best option. And
they're not going to go
Mike
Waldron
Shildt,
or anything.
It would be fun if you could just give the manager a truth serum just for like 3 seconds there.
Yeah.
And say, how you feeling about JP Sears tomorrow? Little worried.
I'm really nervous. I'm really nervous. Last 2 outings have not been good.
Yeah, I'm going to be on the top step. Believe me, I'm going to be, but no, of course you're not going to say that. Rockies, by the way, have never had a lot of success in San Diego, but they've had more success here than almost any other place.
I know
that they've ever gone.
Nervous.
The all-time record, if you're wondering, Padres 143 wins, Rockies 124. So the Padres are, plus 21, but I'm going to say most of that's been in the last 4 or 5 years. The Rockies have always kind of given the Padres a bit of a hard time here, but I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that the Padres are not great teams. It was the one team the Rockies could beat. This is a much better Padre team, so let's hope that it holds up. 18 times they've been swept. Come on. You don't even want to lose one game to that team. You just don't. They've lost 106 games already this season. They've won 40.
A team like this should not make me nervous. The team like this should not make me nervous. I have some history.
Let me ask
Chris.
you ask you a question. Are you nervous? You are nervous.
Definitely nervous, because when Matt Snyder said yesterday, well, you guys got 4 against the Rockies coming up, and we're both like, oh, that's not easy.
The Rockies, here's the other one on the Rockies, and then we'll move on. The all-time record for worst run differential ever in any season is the Red Sox of something like 1938, or it was a long time ago. The Red Sox were minus 346 that year, the worst ever. The Rockies are already minus 386. By the time they leave here, they could be minus 400 plus. They're going to win more games than the White Sox won last year, but I don't know that they're any better. Just overall,
they seem worse,
right? They seem worse. They really do.
The history that has just been made. Aaron Judge is 2 for 2 home runs. He has now tied Joe DiMaggio for number of home runs.
Oh, he has tied him.
Yeah, before it was you were erroneous
shy there.
No,
okay.
no.
You said they tied earlier.
I said that he was 1 shy of tying.
Got it.
I will go back and fight you on this.
Okay, so they're even now.
Yes.
Judge has tied DiMaggio.
Yes.
That's pretty good company to be in.
361 home runs.
361, exactly. DiMaggio struck out 369 times. Aaron Judge, 1,357. That just seems so crazy. Aaron Judge struck out 1,000 more times than Joe DiMaggio did in his whole career.
And Aaron Judge still has 8 years, 9 years, 10 years left.
And Aaron Judge is an MVP. So
2 times over?
2 or 3, yeah, and he's going to maybe win again. That's how things have changed mightily. Okay, take a break, check some traffic, and then the final segment of the show is up for grabs.
Oh, I got something.
I'm sure you do, and that's
something.
why I said it's up for grabs.
All right, grabbed it.
Bye.
From the
in the air for that?
Yes, you were.
I'm glad I was, because I was saying nothing but nice things about you, and I wanted to make sure everybody heard it.
No, there's a button in here, and it changes our headphones from like record mode to on the air mode, and I didn't change it back. And so
we do have a lot of buttons.
And
Skraby,
lots of music.
Actually, as hard a time as we give you, and it is a hard time. I've never really even sat in that chair.
Yeah, come on over.
You should show people can you pick up your camera?
Yeah.
Show people the board that you deal with. They're Skraby, but if you're watching on YouTube.
That's my big face.
Yeah. That's okay. That's not maybe overwhelming if you just glance up so you got to deal with all of that stuff on the computer. Oh, well, anyway, you got to deal with all of that.
Yeah. And then you got all this.
And there's stuff over there. Right. There's a lot happening.
Computer over here.
I mean, it's not like my brother-in-law who does sound for the movies and has a board that's like the size of this room.
Yeah, and I don't even know what all those buttons do.
He does. Like, that's incredible.
See, that is insane to me, because this board right here is really small.
Yeah.
For radio.
Yeah, my brother-in-law is pretty impressive when it comes to doing that stuff. He's won a couple of Emmy Awards even over the time. So that's
awesome.
Yeah, not too many houses you walk in have an Emmy Award sitting there.
Like it's just sitting there?
Pretty much.
That's pretty cool.
What should he do with it, would you think?
Put it in the bathroom so you can stare at it.
Next to the toilet rack? I mean,
yeah.
It should be out in the living room displayed,
no, it definitely
which is where
should.
it is.
I don't even know where to, do you have a place you can display stuff?
I wouldn't have something for an Emmy Award. I'd almost have to change the whole room around. You're right. I don't think I'd have a place to properly display that.
That's funny.
That's a good point.
It is really funny.
But you know what else is a point?
What?
Not something I have to worry about. Don't plan on being nominated for an Emmy anytime soon.
You should plan.
All right. Well, maybe
should.
you and I get a little, some sort of streaming show on or something. I don't know.
I don't know either. But we're not getting an Emmy on this station.
No, we can't get an Emmy for this. We can get a what are the radio awards?
Oh, they call them Marconi's.
We're not going to get those either.
Man, we got a lot of positivity happening right now.
Well, we're only so good. MLB.com. I'm just calling your attention to it. I know you don't like him out there, but that's your business. Maybe if you don't tell anybody you're going to this article, then they won't know, your friends. But there's a really good article on MLB.com right now. It's about AJ Preller. And
I read it, yeah.
And how he's built the Padres. And I know that I'm not winning any awards with the listeners right now because they're like, hey, AJ Preller stinks and we can't win a game and we're not going to win anything. And
the minority.
Right.
Minority.
Well, no, because they're in a slump.
Yeah, I know. That's not his fault.
It doesn't change the fact that whether you want to admit it or not, and I think some of you don't seem to want to admit it, but AJ Preller has done something that has never been done here in San Diego before. And that is build a consistent contender for a 6-year period. It's never even been close to being done before. If you go back through the history of the Padres, never happened. They haven't made the playoffs, all 6, I know, but they've been there, 3 times, 4 times?
Yeah.
And the other 2 years, they were right in contention. So, sure, it's disappointing. They've not won a World Series. Maybe this is the year. I know I'm bringing it up again at a down time where people don't have a lot of faith, but I think if you're a Padre fan and, maybe you want to understand a little bit more about what goes on behind this and putting it all together, that's a good story. So that's all I'm telling you. MLB.com if you want to read it.
I think AJ Caswell did it.
He did not.
Really?
He is the MLB.com guy, but this was written by a guy named Manny Randhawa, yeah. And he does the thing Manny on MLB. So I think he runs around and does various feature stories.
Okay.
But this is quite good. AJ Preller on putting the Padres together. Maybe you wait till they win a couple games before you read it and you'll be in a better mood.
I want to talk to those people who are feeling down right now. Okay. I think it's fair to feel down right now, but I also think if you think about what this team has been through this year, if you were to tell me before the year that Jackson Merrill was going to miss like 40 plus games, Jake Cronenworth was going to miss a bunch of games in the first part of the season, Michael King was going to miss 3 months of starts.
4 months.
4 months of starts.
Pretty much. Darvish missed 4 months.
Darvish missed a ton of time. I mean, I'm forgetting guys, but if you were to tell me that before the year,
they're going to take Jason Adam away from you with about a month to go. They're going to also have you be without your shortstop.
Xander Bogaerts is out. I mean, there's been so many injuries this year, and I know that injury is a part of baseball.
And they're
not
the only, and they're also not the only team. Other teams have gone through it as well.
But if you were to tell me,
in this case, we're just talking about the Padres.
Yes, if you were to tell me before the year all those guys would have been injured, I would have been like, they're not in the playoffs.
We're not going to be able to keep up
because all of your players that are the star players have been injured. I'm not saying that what's going on right now is good. And I was at the game last night. I felt the pain of that lead getting away, the 1-run lead. But they have made it this far, and they're getting guys back. I think you can be slightly optimistic about the playoff situation.
I will say this: if you look at ESPN standings right now, this minute, 98.0. chance to make the playoffs.
Keeps going down.
It is. It's going down.
Actually,
98's pretty high, isn't it?
Kevin Acey put this in his newsletter. With last night's loss, the Padres' playoff chances decreased to 98. That projection is based on the standings, Fangraphs projection for a team's performance in the remaining schedule. They run 20,000 simulations of the rest of the season, so that means that in about 19,600 of those simulations,
right,
Padres made the playoffs. I know it doesn't mean anything. But I do think that you can be cautiously optimistic because I really think that the playoffs change things for a team, and we've seen it.
Well, we've seen it, and you can also go into the playoffs and lose. But
you can.
But once you get there, here's the thing: they're 5 games up on the Giants. They're 5 games up on the Reds. Okay, that's the beginning of that. They have the tiebreaker on the Giants. They don't have it on the Reds. The Reds beat them in the season series, so maybe the Reds are the bigger danger. Reds are going to not Oakland, but Athleticville,
Sacramento
this weekend.
Athleticville,
yeah. Giants got the Dodgers this weekend. But here's the story. Now, Padres have 2 series left against winning teams at the Mets, and then the final week they get the Brewers at home. I don't know what the Brewers are going to be doing. And I'm not going to root for anything in particular because right now the Padres just have to get their house in order for sure. But the Brewers right now are 5.5 games ahead of the Cubs as of this moment. If they get to that final week of the season, 6 or 7 games up on everybody in the National League,
they're going to rest.
They very well could rest some people. That could contribute to the Padres having success. I don't know. But the Padres have 2 series left against winning teams, 3 series left against losing teams. And those 3 teams are Colorado, the White Sox, and Arizona. To me, Arizona is the only one on paper that is a legit. Doesn't mean that the Padres are going to sweep Colorado and the White Sox. We've already seen what can happen, but that's just the way it is. The Giants also have 2 series left against winning teams, and both those series are against the Dodgers. The Reds have 2 series left against winning teams and 3 against losing teams. My point, all 3 teams have almost the exact strength type of schedule remaining. If for some crazy reason, the Padres go, finish up, 3-13 and miss it. Yeah, it's going to be awful, but they're going to only have themselves to blame for it. I mean,
oh yeah,
they've got every chance to make the playoffs. They've earned the right to be in this position based on what they've accomplished all year long. And now you got to finish it. That's all. But there's no excuse to miss it at this point that I can see.
There is no excuse.
And, I think you forgot to add one thing, Skraby, when you're talking about all the things they've overcome this year.
Yeah, what's that?
The injuries. They've overcome the inane inability of their own manager to figure out how to manage and put a lineup together.
We didn't need to bring that part into it. We were fine without that.
I've only been arguing with people on that for a month straight, but I just, I hear all of your complaints. I do. I hear them all. I memorize them all. I've been tweeted all of them.
I see them in my sleep.
Yes. But it doesn't change my opinion that a guy who is managing well 3 weeks ago and was in first place is all of a sudden just a dummy 3 weeks later.
See, I don't think he is. I think that there needs to be times, and again, I'm not telling him how to do his job, even though we had a segment Ben created earlier about telling us
He did,
how to tell Mike Schill how to do his job. There needs to be more flexibility. There needs to be more
in my
opinion.
Yeah,
in my
your
opinion,
right?
There needs to be He goes by feel, but he goes by analytics as well. I want more of a feel decision at this point in time in the season because I feel like he knows these guys.
Okay, so what are you referring to? The lineup, right?
Lineup, pitching
that's
decisions.
That's all you can be referring to at this point. You're not going to change the rotation with 2 weeks to go.
No.
You're not going to change the bullpen. Although if people want Miller in at the closer, there's nothing wrong with Suarez, and we've shown it every which way today on this show.
I got it. The other night, it was the extra inning game. Robert Suarez was in there. He went, 5 outs?
Mm-hmm.
And then Wandy came in for the last out.
Well,
Robert Suarez was looking great. Why not just keep him in there? Why put Wandy in and risk a Wandy thing?
Because
lefty.
They could have, but he went with lefty because Friedel hits about 60 points lower against lefties. That's what he was playing.
And that's the right decision.
Well, I don't know, but whether you agree with it or not, he had a reason for doing it. He wasn't just willy-nilly.
No, I don't think he's making decisions willy-nilly. I just want to see more feel-based decisions rather than this is what should happen because the numbers are telling me this.
Well,
during most of the year, the numbers are going to be right. But right now, there are a lot of emotions in this.
And look, Matt Snyder, who's from the outside looking in, he doesn't have a dog in the fight. He just has a comment. And we had him on yesterday.
Yeah.
If you want to hear the interview, you can go back and you'll probably enjoy it. We asked him about Arise, and he said he should be batting ninth. That's it. Simple. This is not Arise, the batting champ. This is Arise, the 280, pop the ball out to left field all the time guy.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be batting second. Straight up. Matt Snyder said it. I told him after he said it, thanks a lot, Matt. Way to support everybody who, is giving me a hard time. But that being said, Schilt doesn't feel like changing it. And I'm just saying, the 3 times he has done it in the last month
hasn't worked.
They've lost all 3 of those games. Is it because Arise wasn't there? Of course not. But if you are the manager and you say, yeah, maybe I got to get Luis out of the second spot here for a couple, and I do, and then I lose, and then I try it again and I lose, and then I try it again and I lose.
Not big enough sample size.
Well,
there's not much sample left to.
No, there is.
There's only 16 samples left.
Yeah, there isn't a whole lot of time left. I like I said, you want to bat Laureano second, O'Hearn second? I'm fine with that. You want to rise ninth? I see it. I get it, but they don't. So what are you going to do?
And I'm pretty sure they have better numbers and stuff than me looking up baseball reference splits.
Mike Schilt, until about 3 weeks ago, was the greatest second half baseball manager of this era. Second half Schilt every single year went on a big run to close the season.
It does. Yeah, he did.
All of a sudden, 3 weeks ago, he forgot what he was doing. I don't believe it. But the stats say they're 5-11, and they got to get out of it starting tonight. Stay tuned for Padre baseball. Friar Friday tomorrow. I think it's going to be Nick Pavetta.
Yeah.
So be
the
with
Bulldog
us.
himself.
Looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow at 2.